Testing, testing. Anything? Can you hear me now? I don't think you can hear me, can you? Am I on now? I'm not getting any... Oh, hang on. There we go. Yeah, we go. God damn it, that was complicated. Sorry about that, folks. I've got new software and it's all a bit confusing. Right, hello everybody, welcome. Yeah, that just killed the beginning, didn't it? Hey everybody, welcome to the live stream. It's Fox from Model Making Guru. I am sweating cobs here because there's a whole howling windstorm outside, but it's also 300 degrees, so I can't have the window open, otherwise you just hear the window buffering every 5 minutes. Yes, I thought it might be more fun to have like a preamble before we get going. 10 to 15 minutes of just music and stuff. That way people can come in a bit early, they can catch up and they can get together, and a bit more fun rather than just starting the stream and sit here for 5 minutes while everyone turns up. Welcome to the new stream, the new look. Yes, we've got chat over there, we've got all this nonsense up here. It's all going to be hopefully fun, and we're going to try and see what happens with the boss battle. Yeah, I'll explain about that in a minute. But hello, welcome. I'll have a look through the chat in a moment and see who we got in. But if you've never joined me before, this is Warhammer Sundays. This is my weekend time when I don't do my usual builds like my Gunplers and my other things and my builds free models. This is the time I set aside to do my Warhammer stuff and to build my Warhammer army, the unending forces of the holy contrivance. Yeah, I haven't got very far yet because I don't get much done in these streams. And although I kind of plan to do the whole weekend, I tend to just do it when I'm on the live stream, so I don't get much done. I am building my army up, and my army is going to be themed on the Mobile Suit Gundam Principality of Zeon. So all the colour schemes are going to be sort of Zeon themed for all the soldiers and equipment and everything else, all the troops. And I've got a mixture of Imperial Guard, I've got some Tempesta Scions, there's some Space Marines, and I'm going to be building some Imperial Knights. And that's what we're working on at the moment. I'm going to have 3 to start with. And what I'm going to have is I'm going to build them as Zakus, sort of. So the plan is that the Knight Errant will be a bog standard Zaku. So it'll be a bit rusty and battered and knackered because nobody cares. I think the Knight Warden will be done up as a Goof. So it'll all be in blue. And then the Knight Crusader will be done up as Char Aznavel's Zaku. 30% more everything. So that's what we're going to be doing. And in this bit, in this episode again, we're just carrying on building the Knight, which I've forgotten to get the other bits. Hang on. Oh, forgot the bits I've already done. Get the dust off them. Yeah, we've already done tut legs, and we've already done the basic shape of tut torso. So they're done. I was putting the arms and things together last week, so I've got some seam lines to remove. But those who've never seen this before, it's just me hanging out for 3 hours. It's just you hanging out while I'll start that again. And try again. It's just me doing my stuff and you're hanging out for 2 or 3 hours while I just crack on. Basically, I thought, I'm going to do this anyway. I may as well stream it and give you guys something to watch or have on in the background. Or as one of you often says, Sunday morning cartoons in the afternoon. So, yes, let's have a look and see. So, yes, it's a new layout. Everything's kind of spanky new. I've probably messed up the colour balance a bit. It looks a bit funky, but it's too late to change that now. Got the chat over here. So, if you're watching this, I will be doing sticker giveaways and things to people in the live chat. So, if you're watching this somewhere that you can't see the chat, so say you're watching this on the Patreon page or through the Boom Hut or somewhere else where it's embedded and you can't see the chat, just click on, there should be a little YouTube icon down in the bottom right somewhere on the YouTube player. Click on that and you'll go to the YouTube page on my channel where you can see the live chat. Join in, it's a really good bunch of people. You can see there's loads of them in there. They're all crazy people like me. And I'll be doing some little sticker giveaways. But if there's no way you can access the chat, if you're watching on a device where the chat isn't available, then at least you can see the chat here. You can see what people are talking about and what I'm responding to. Now, yes, let's talk about Boss Battle before we get going. I have instigated a new game, Boss Battle. Yeah, what is Boss Battle? Well, quite simply, I need a swig of my enormous coffee. Yes, my enormous coffee is here, hang on. That will now put about a litre of coffee in my moustache. Where's my tissue? Yes, boss battle. The idea is that this will go on for months and months and months. Basically, I start off, I was going to do 150,000 HP, but I've dropped it down to 100,000 to make it a bit easier. I will start off now as the boss, the stream boss, with 150,000 HP. And your task is to knock me down to 0. And then whoever knocks me down to 0, whoever deals that killing blow that knocks my HP down to 0 becomes the new stream boss. And I will then buy that person any Warhammer kit of their choice, as long as it's not Forge World, as long as it's something that you can get in the store or on the website as a web exclusive. I will buy that person a Warhammer kit of their choice, and it can be anything from a single figure to a massive box set. It doesn't matter. I will buy that for that person. And then when that person is the stream boss, you work against them to get their HP down. And when that stream boss is defeated, whoever defeats him or her, that person then becomes the stream boss, and I will buy them a Warhammer kit of their choice, and so on and so on, and it will continue for as long as I, for as long as I can do it. It'll probably continue for years. There's no reason to never do it. So it starts off with me as the stream boss, so I need to go and buy myself a very expensive Warhammer. Oh wait, I've done that. I've done that all the time. So it starts off with me, and I say whoever gets me off the top spot becomes a stream boss, and then they win whatever they want from Warhammer. And there was some confusion. The person that is then defeated and a new stream boss takes over, that person doesn't have to buy the other person a kit. I will buy the winner a kit each time. You just tell me what you want and I order it for you and get it sent to you. So it can go on for forever, basically. Now, how do you beat the stream boss? There's 3 ways to get my HP down. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're not already subscribed. Every time somebody subscribes to my YouTube channel, it takes some of my HP off. You can do a super chat, which if you can see on the chat here, there's a little dollar symbol down there. If you click on that, it puts your comment in a big coloured box. I can see it dead easily. That also takes some of my HP down. And last of all, there is now a tip jar down here. Streamlabs.com/model making guru. You can pay by PayPal or card, it's up to you. Go on there, pop a tip through, and every time someone tips me, that also takes my HP down. And you can do as little or as much as you want. So it's all completely optional. It's just a bit of fun in the background. Now, the important thing is, it's not just while it's on this stream, because it carries on regardless. So if between this show and next week's show I get a load of subscribers, it'll still whittle it down, so my HP will be even lower next week. So it's cumulative. It carries on over each show. So it'll carry on in the background if people do tips. I've actually, you see here up at the top, I've actually had a few tips already from the video from yesterday. Some people have gone to the website and put some tips through there. Thank you very much to those people, to Reiki and Loopy and Jacob and James. And there was one on there with Test, but that was me. So that my HP has already gone down. What am I on now? I'm on 996901, I think, or something. So we'll go down slowly with subscriptions, tips and super chats. I was hoping as well to be able to make it so that every time someone does a Patreon pledge, that drops it down, but that option's not there yet. It doesn't exist. But yes, so that's how we're going to do it. So it's just going to be ongoing forever. It might take weeks, it might take months, but as soon as that drops to 0 and I am no longer the stream boss, the new stream boss will appear up there, whatever name you've got on the when you signed in, and I will buy you a Warhammer kit of your choice, except Forge World. Yes. So get thinking what you want, and again, could be anything, because the whole idea is that the game itself will kind of fund the prize, so it can be a big expensive kit. It doesn't have to be a little figure. It could be something big. So yeah, so we'll keep going with that. We'll do little updates every now and then. Now, what are we doing today? Well, first we're taking another swig of coffee, and then we're having a look at the chat. Oh, getting all the coffee out of my moustache. Who have we got in? Let's have a look and see. Well, a lot of you turned up really early, which was nice. We have, God, loads of chat. Blimey, Riley. Jerry, Weebadoodles, Jordan Nash, Nim Cinderin, Weebadoodles again, Smoo is in. Scott Sutherland, welcome to you all. Let's have a look. Who else have we got in? Lots of people talking about food and sandwiches and things. And elevators. They decided that the music at the start, if you didn't catch the music at the start, they thought they were stuck in an elevator. So I says the elevator of doom. The air conditioning is on reverse, so you actually get the trumps of people that were in there like before you. It's not right. Some people were panicking that Oh Canada wasn't playing, but it did. It always will. Andy McLeish is in, the half site. Welcome to the both of you. Also we got Ronnie Partin, Nutty Buddies. Same to you. Who else have we got? Let's have a look. Chris from Gross Models is in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Osric 9000, hello. I've got this really... I need to zoom in a bit so I can see it. Ryzern is in. He says, I'm just worried people are going to abuse the ability to unsub and then resub when it comes to the Stream Boss feature. Don't worry about that. It's got mechanisms in place where it's dead obvious because it gets the data straight from YouTube. So if you unsub and resub, it doesn't count it. So there's no way to fiddle that. It's all very clever. A lot of people saying that I screwed up the sound at the start. Yes, I did. Who else have we got? Lee Gallup's in. Hey, Lee. Nate Bliss, welcome. Wayne Haywood, welcome, Wayne. Yes, I screwed up the sound there. I've got some new software and I'm trying to figure it out. Ghost Lyle is in. Pineapple. Rinks near. At last. Right. Zeeg Xeon, says Andy McLeish. Yes, they will all be Xeon themed. Oh, hello. Ooh, thank you very much, Nim. You're very kind. You see, you get a little pop-up on the screen now when somebody tips me or does a super chat or anything else. So thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Taking some HP off. Ghost Lyle says, Warhammer Pineapple. Jerry says, it's too hot down south. Can you wait to get back up across the border to... I should do that in the right accent. It's too hot down south. Can you wait to get back up across the border to sensible weather at herein? Lol. Yeah. As I said earlier on, it's really... I don't know if it was before I was on micro, but it's really hot here today, but it's also really, really windy. So I can't have the window open. Because all you'd hear is the howling gusts. Oh, I've learned something as well today. I'm growing the epic beard, and I've learned many things about having an epic beard in that, you know, it absorbs half your food and drink. The one thing I've learned is when it gets to a certain size and you walk down the street and it's windy, the wind whistles through your beard. It's awesome. It's like having your own Arctic sound effects permanently around you. So yeah, it whistles through my beard. It's weird. Let's have a look. Sniffly nose is on because the camera's on. Jerry nuts. Well, at least it was a fun lightning storm last night. We didn't have any of that. If I become the boss, can I rename the tip jar to Jar Jar? Ha 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 ha. Or the tip Jar Jar. It doesn't get a name. I might do though, just for you. Tip Jar Jar. Let's have a look. How would the Patreon pledge thing work for people already pledged? At the moment, the Patreon pledge thing doesn't actually work. There's no facility. It can't track. When somebody pledges, it doesn't actually... It'll pop a thing up on screen saying that someone pledged. I think it will, because it links to Patreon and YouTube and everything else, but it doesn't actually take any of the health out, and they've not put that feature in yet, unfortunately. But I decided to put the tip jar in because it's handy for people who don't necessarily want to commit to a monthly payment for the Patreon, but they can make little donations and gifts and things there, so it's really nice. Me and E-Models will be doing power attacks each month, lol, says Jordan. Awesome, I thought it might get exploded, so I wanted to say something, but yep, you've already got it beat, says Ryzen about the subbing and unsubbing. Yeah. It would have been a major problem, because if my health got taken down just completely by people subbing and unsubbing, I'd have to buy someone an expensive Warhammer kit and have nothing to actually buy it with. So there you go. But the way I've worked it out is that basically the donations that you make through the tips and the super chats will kind of basically go towards the prizes with very little left over. Oh, what was that? Who's done something? Oh, thank you very much, Andy. Very kind of you. I'm not going to reveal how it works because it's obviously a bit of a fun game, but yeah, it will drop it down, and it might not be in one episode. It might take a little while before you start seeing the health go down. The way it basically works is the bigger your tip or the bigger your super chat, the more health it takes off. So there you go. So it's like so many points per unit of tip. So the more tips you do, or the bigger tips you do, the more it comes off, you see. But hopefully, as I say, the idea is the money will actually fund prizes to give to you guys, because I like giving stuff away. I just can't depend on people giving me stuff to give away all the time. Anyway, flash gun alert, says Nate Bliss. Now it's putting on the night vision goggles. Sam Fisher. That's no beard, it's a level 2 bard, says Palmer Zero. Hey Palmer, what is a flash gun? I feel dumb for asking. A flashlight, or flash gun is you get on a camera. On the old cameras you had a camera and a flash gun, and you'd flick the switch and the flash would go like that. Before flashes were built in. It's like a camera flash but on a gun. Anyway, excuse me, let's do some work, shall we? So what did we go up to last week? Well, last week I farted about a lot, and I built the anti-aircraft guns. They're not anti-aircraft guns, they are They are twin Icarus autocannons to go on the top of the carapace, and I also started building the right arm, which has the slappy hand on the end, like that, you see? Lovely. So I need to clean those up a little bit. When they are done, I need to build the other arm, and I think construction on this little fella is about complete. One other little bit of news. If you remember, Tony gave me all those metal Warhammer dudes. They are the Kassakin, I can't remember, Kassakin. I bought a couple more because it was too short for a squad, so I got a couple more Kaskins off the eBay. So I've got 2 more dudes, and the little stands they go on, which I don't quite think they fit. I've got some spare stands anyway. So I've got 2 more metal dudes that actually require some assembly. Believe it or not, you have to glue the backpack on. So I've got a couple more of those, and that'll take up my little Kassakin squad to 10. So far I've got, how many have I got? I think I've got 10 bog standard infantry. I think I've got 20 scions. I've got 10 space marines, but they're kind of unusual space marines. I've got a squad of new Primaris intercessors I've got to build. I've got my Leman Russ, and I'm building my first Imperial Knight. So anyway, let's shop and do some work. So what are we doing? Well, I need to do some cleanup, so I need to get my space helmet of seeing. Space helmet of seeing. Oh, you mean a lightsaber handle, says Sean Lloyd about the flash gun. Hey, Sean. Yes, it was a flash gun that they used for the lightsaber. Phil East is in. Ooh, Jordan Nash, thank you very much. Foss, does your software support a leaderboard? I think there's one, if you go to, I think it does through the tips, it might have a list. I don't know if it's a leaderboard. If you go to the streamlabs.com/model making guru, it might, I think it lists on there the tips. I think you can do leaderboards, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. But thank you very much for that, Jordan. Most kind of you. You can still read the chat now, though, says Gross Models. If after Philly says, afternoon all, just popping into chat, say hello. I have to watch on the PlayStation today, so no chat. Boo! But yeah, at least you can now see it still. Yay! Right, so let's do some work, shall we? Not just sit and talk. I mean, I could just sit and talk to you for 3 hours, but I'm sure you want me to see me do something. Jake Manzal 18. Hi, Mr. Fox. Good afternoon. My request is drink coffee now. Thanks. You've been talking to somebody else about that. You've been talking to, I've forgotten who it is that always wants me to drink coffee. The coffee. I actually get surprisingly little coffee out of doing that. James Lorimore's in. Afternoon, Earl D. Earl D's in as well. It's really morning over here. It's really warm over here. Boom goes the dynamite. Because I'm only on my phone, there it is now a chat on Fox's iPad. The left and right of the screen, the chats are taking over. There's chat everywhere. Chat here, chat there. Yes. Bizarrely, it comes through on here, the notifications for things like Super Chats, before it comes through on the stream. So it's very strange. Anyway, let's do some work. Now, I think last week I got these glued together. I don't have any seam work to do on that. However, Sniffly knows, I do have seam work to do on this arm. And I have the seam work to do on the hand, I think. But I didn't glue them together because I want to be able to get the seam off first. I'm not sure how I'm going to pose the hand yet. It's me, Jacob Reyes. Oh, there you go. That was the name I was looking for. I changed my YouTube name. Well, there you go. I thought it was a bit weird there'd be 2 of you asking me to drink coffee. But I told you. See, Jacob was worried that, I think he misunderstood my video yesterday and thought that the Sunday live stream was finishing, but it's not. It's not going anywhere. And I'll tell you one thing, wearing this on your head when it's hot and sweaty, it's not pleasant. It's already dripping. Ugh, and not for the right reasons. Goof-fed customers. Grrr, says Andy McLeish. Oh, work, yeah, better go do some, says Chris. Oh, don't start now. Fox doesn't drink coffee, he uses osmosis by his beard, says Smoo. Pretty much. Painting Terminators today, waiting for the Kamaris Vidar to arrive. Vidar so soon. John Bennett's in and Spid is in. Hey, Spid. Hey, John. That's a good question, actually. Good point. What are you working on today, if anything? If you're working on, or what are you working on at the moment? Put in chat what you're working on right now, and we'll pick up on that in a bit. Right, let's do some sanding. Sanding, 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 sanding all the crap away. Oh, I know what I've forgotten. I've forgotten my seam line removal tool. Yes, Spid is very kindly sending me some proper grown-up coffee. SpiddyQ8 in the chat. He's sending me some proper grown-up coffee. Guatemalan, Brazilian, and something else, I think. So I can't wait to get that. It's proper stuff. I'm going to have to get myself a little cafetiere to make it properly. So if you go and check out on Spid's channel, which is strangely enough, if you click on his name, it should take you to his channel. You'll have a little video there that he put up yesterday, I think, which is basically for me and Mike Mountain, so we can figure out how to make the coffee, because we don't know, because we're common and we don't do proper coffee. So I'm looking forward to that proper coffee. And I have promised Spid, because I like my coffee with like milk and sugar, but I've promised Spid that when I get it, I will drink it just black to experience the flavour, to savour the flavour first, before I then go and pollute it with heathen milk and coffee. Heathen milk and sugar. So there you go. Let's have a look. Curious, the super chat doesn't show on the ticker bar. No, that's just that just goes off the tip jar. The ticker bar is just for the tip jar. It takes the data straight from the Streamlabs page, so that only reflects the tip jar. Ow. Oh, there's one thing I hate, it's seam lines inside things like that. Oh, it's a right pain, like ribbed things, ribbed for my annoyance. Little joke there. Get some of Zach Wilde's coffee. Honduras, says SpiddyQ8. There we go. Honduran, Guatemalan, and I think Brazil. I can't remember now. It just sounds nice. Coffee isn't drinkable unless you put Irish cream in it. Ooh, interesting. Not if I'm driving. Wayne Haywood is working on a Master Grade RX 782 Vercar. Jolly good. Grandpa Gundam. Working on Diggy Thingy number 2, says Scott. Does it have the vibratory action? If not, can you install the vibratory action? Nimsinduin is building some custom weapons for his HG Leo. He finished his Warhammer, now he's finishing up his Claymore. Excellent. Java, says Andy McLeish. I like coffee, I like tea. I like a Java and it loves me. Coffee and tea and the Java and me. Boy. Yes, I'm not going to sing too much of that for the copyright reasons. Seam lines, mould lines. Ah, says Andy McLeish. I assume that's what you're working on right now. That just looks. I don't like that. It just doesn't look right at all. I don't like the look of that at all. I don't like handling it. It's just unpleasant. Yes. Are you going to be magnetising the night, Fox? Says Sean Lloyd. No, I'm just going to kind of glue it in place. But what I might do is, if I have to, I might put some little magnets in the bit where the pauldron goes over the top, because I want to be able to take the arms off for transport. And if the pauldron gets in the way, I want to be able to pop it off, get the arms off and put it back on again. So I might put some little magnets in here, but I'm not going to worry about magnetising the joints and stuff. I'm just going to make it as a static model, because well, laziness basically, I think. I mean, I might do it at some point, do it really carefully, because I'm building these for tabletop play. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the paint job. It's all going to be brush painted. I'm not going to go all airbrushy and stuff, because I can't really do that on the live stream anyway. So I'm just going to do a proper brush job, just to see how it comes out. There's more for fun. I'll probably at some point do an Imperial Knight for show as a display model, and that will obviously have a lot more effort put into it, and a lot more thought, and then that might be magnetised, perhaps, because I'll probably build one to sell at some point. But these are just going to be for my army, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not really too fussed. But all these little seam lines are a right pain to get to. Plasma seam lines, grr, says Linterzen. Oh god, yeah, plasma weapons where they got all the little ribbed bits, and you're like, oh, I hate that. Always amuses me that Duncan shows, like when he's got a figure he's painting on Warhammer TV and he's got these plasma rifles and stuff and they've got the little grilly bits. He's told you how to get rid of seam lines on his Imperial Knight build, but he never tells you how to get rid of seam lines like that, and yet he doesn't have any when he paints them. It's like, you could tell us how you do that. Lee Gallop is doing decals on the MG Buster. The only thing about eating Wotsits is orange fingers. Yes, for those that don't know, in the US, those of you who aren't in the UK, Wotsits are a bit like sort of Cheetos or cheese puffs. They're like little cheesy fluffy worms, and they're delish. Agreed, no drinking while driving while drinking coffee, says Ryzen. Anybody got the giggles for no reason whatsoever, says James. No, it's just you and your prescriptions, I think, has gone a bit wonky. Do you think the president face plants daily into a bowl of Wotsits, Terry? I think he's made of Wotsits. He's made of cheese puffs. Nobody can be that orange and yet be human. I don't think that's how it works. Right, that's being a pain in the bum. Smooth says, no, but I got a QWERTY head once. Yeah, face plant into a keyboard. I've done that. So yes, because I'm building these for an army as well, I'm not going to be too worried about getting rid of all the little seam lines and things like that. Because I'm not doing these for display, so it's not going to be my finest work ever. Because I'm not really too fussed that much. They're just going to be for play. He says, not having access to anybody that actually plays. There is that. Spid says, hi Terry. Anyway, how are you all today? How's everybody doing for weather? Here in the UK, in the northwest, in Manchester, it's about 23, 24 degrees. Windy as heck, but it's like really, really windy, but it's also bright and sunny and hot. It's really weird, but most pleasant. Apparently, a bit further down south, they got like the world's worst thunderstorms last night with all the lightning in the world. I didn't get any of that. That's the wrong... I've got the wrong file out. Where's my decent file? Hang on. There it is. This half circle nonsense, don't want any of that. Right, where are we? Yes, they had all these lightning storms and stuff last night, and it was like, no, didn't get any of that here. I love thunder and lightning. Oh, what we got? Oh, Jordan, thank you very much. Very kind of you, Jordan. Boom goes the dynamite, he says. Most kind. Most kind. The funny thing is, when that thing pops up, I don't know that you've tipped until that thing pops up. And of course I have to lean over and look at my computer because it's over there and not over here. Thank you very much for that. Most kind of you. We'll have a look in a bit later on and see how my HP is doing. Remember, if you've just joined us, that whenever you tip or do a super chat or subscribe to this YouTube channel, if you're not already subscribed, it takes my HP down. And when my HP gets to 0, whoever becomes the stream boss, I will buy them a Warhammer kit of their choice. Right, I think that's as good as we're going to do with that. Again, I'm not too fussed about these, really. And the thing is, of course, I'm going to continue with the boss battle game through any live streams I do, not just the Sunday streams. So when I start doing the Master Grade Strike Rouge Uotori, it'll carry over to that as well. So if you do become the stream boss, it will carry over. There's no other perk to being the stream boss other than you've got a nice Warhammer kit out of me. Oh, there is one thing I forgot to mention. While you are the stream boss, you can actually heal yourself. There is a way for the stream boss to heal themselves. And that is basically, if you are a stream boss and you do a tip or a super chat or something like that, it actually gives you HP back. So you can fight it out once you are the stream boss, if you so choose. Oops. Right, there we go. That's... I'm sorry, it just looks like all that goes through my head when I see that is micro penis. I can't not say it. It's just I don't like that. I don't like it at all. It's just not pleasant to handle. Let's see what that does to me monetization, saying micro penis. Sunny and breezy in Orkney, says Scott. Wet and grey, says Weebadoodles. Lee Gallop says, I don't know. Sunday is my only day off, so I don't go outside. Beautiful sunshine, light breeze, loved it out on the bicola up in here in Scony Botland, says Smoo. I want a good thunderstorm, says Weebadoodles. I need a thunderstorm to break the humidity, I think. Catching up on the earlier chat, Chris is having a what now? I don't know, I missed that. Chris, what are you having now? James Lorimer, apparently giggly over wonky meds, but it's super hot out and I'm not allowed to smoke in the house. Wife's rules. We'll go outside into the super hot and you might shed some weight while you're smoking. It's great. Not as breezy as when Dad was up, Scott Sutherland. Dad being Mike Mountain. I think basically people are saying that, I think Smooth's saying that Mike may have had a bit of a Trump situation earlier on. Ryzen says he can't unsee the micropenis. I know, I can't, it's just, I can't look at it, it's just not right. I wish I had had that thought in my brain. Oh, he's painting his tug. Chris is having a good tug over on his side of the channel. Steady now. I need some, oh yeah, tissue for the beard. Right, so we've got the arm built. We've got the hand built, which will thankfully cover up the micropenis. But I don't want to glue that on just yet, or do I? This is quite good because the arm goes on in like a lock thing. So you've got 2 little holes in there and 2 tabs, and you put it on like that, and it stays locked in place. La la, and then it comes off. Brilliant. Brilliant. Ah, no. So that goes on there like that. That is the elbow, and the hand goes on here. He hasn't got much of a forearm at all. It's just like arm and a hand. But he has got some turny-turny. So what I might do is glue all this in place. I'll get the seams off the hand and I'll glue it all in place. Mr. Fox, what is your build now? What kind of knight? Because I forgot last live stream. Thanks, says Jake. At the moment I'm building the Knight Errant, but with a slappy hand there, like that one, instead of the chainsword. And I will still give him the thermal cannon, I think, because I just will. So it's the Knight Errant at the moment. He's not going to look anything like that, because he's going to be painted up like a Zaku. So he'll be in shades of green, shades of the finest green. Now you've said it, I can't see it, and I find it absolutely adorable. So Weebadoodles finds this micropenis adorable. That's kind of disturbing, Weebadoodles, but it is, isn't it? Just ignore that. I'm putting it away. Just leave it there. Just don't even. Oh, I've soiled my own mind now. It's not right. Finally working on my perfect grade Wing Zero, says Jordan Nash. Cool. Good stuff. Beautiful, those things when they're done up. All painted up with the wings. Well, hey, sounds a bit, you know, says Spid. Haha, tugboat, says James. I believe lonely sailors on board having a tug was a fairly common thing. I'm going to step away from that conversation. Reminds me of a mushroom penis, lol, says Smoo. Oh, I forgot to say, by the way, this isn't the e-model stream, obviously. It's nothing to do with e-models, so you can use rude words in chat. Feel free. I might not particularly swear much, because I've got to think about monetization. But swearing is allowed in chat, because we're all grown up here. Seam line, seam line. Oh, there's one little bit there. It's going to be a pig. And I've said it before, but if you haven't got one of these like Citadel seam line removal tools, I do strongly recommend them. They're not cheap, but they're fantastic. They're brilliant. Because instead of using your knife where the blade will bend and flex and leave little skittery marks and little scratches and stuff, this thing's really thick, so it just and makes it flat. It's brilliant. Now, I didn't really put any glue in that bit there, but it doesn't really matter. You're not really going to see it. Oh, it's done it anyway. There must have been some glue in there. Bum flange nipple, says Spid. Ooh, I feel better now. I said rude. I didn't mean like playground rude. If you want to use proper grown-up words in chat, you can feel absolutely free to do so. Just stay away from politics and religion and we'll all be happy. Well, having TP do wrong isn't something I've ever done, so I took it. Riza, in your comment, you might need to rewrite that comment. It doesn't make any... Well, having to do wrong isn't something I've ever done, so I took like a 7-year break. Do you want to try that one again? Flange is a great word unless the gasket is leaking, says Smoo. Skitter sounds like a poop accident, says James. Actually, if you're Scottish, skitter means a runny poop. It means you've got a case of the hosepipe butt. Nimcinderin, I just got one earlier in the week. The Mold Line Remover, yeah, they are brilliant. They do other tools as well. They do a pin vise. I was going to show you that last week and I never did, didn't I? They do a pin vise, which is actually quite nice. It's really nice. And the one advantage this has got is that bit rotates. On my pin vise, it's got a chuck at either end, so when I'm doing it like that, the chuck just comes out all the time. On this one, it's just a little thing for your hand to butt again, so you can spin it like that. It is quite nice. It comes with some bits that are cunningly designed to fit things like bolter barrels and not turbo lasers, that's Star Wars, you muppet. Heavy bolter barrels and things like that. But it's not cheap. It's like 16 quid, so it's not cheap at all. You can find cheaper ones. I just got one anyway because I was in the shop and I had to give them money for something. They also have tweezers, which you shouldn't buy because they're like 8 quid for a pair of tweezers. I don't think so. And they also have the hobby knife, the modelling knife, again, which is quite expensive. And it's sturdy construction, but any modelling knife will do. I wouldn't spend the extra. Lol, I can't type, says Ryzern. Wiring, oh right. Yes, have you been hit by the typo hypo? You've been typing with fongers. Hershey Squirts is another way of saying it as well. Yep, that doesn't need any explaining, that one. I enjoyed the wiring in the Perfect Grey Zeta, says Jordan Nash. I always liked off to Pebble Dash the toilet, good old Yorkshire term for dodgy guts and squirty ones. I think one of the things I came up with the proudest, wow, start that sentence again. One of the phrases I came up with which I was most proud was somebody said, "Are you not feeling very well?" And I've been on the beer the night before, and I said, "No, I've got a fluttery beer arse." And it just I just made it up on the, I just like fluttery beer arse. Oh wait, that sounds brilliant. I like the sound of that. So where I was working at the time, it became a thing, a fluttery beer arse, which means, yeah, you've been drinking a lot of Guinness the night before and it's all gone a bit wrong. I just got the God Hand pin vise and it is awesome, says Lee Gallop. Highly recommended. Cool. And I've got my God Hand nippers that Stein sent me, which is very great, very kind of him, and I'm very grateful for those. The problem for me in the UK is getting hold of God Hand stuff is stupidly expensive because of shipping. So if I ever do want to get any God Hand stuff, what I'd probably have to do is bat my eyelashes at, say, somebody like Kenneth and say, hey, can I get them ordered to your address in Australia, and then if you ship them to me, I'll pay you the postage, because that's the only way I can really get them. Because the shipping, because these can cost like 30 or 40 quid, but the shipping for some reason is like 30 or 40 quid, which is not worth it. Enormous coffee. But I've had some good fun with these on this kit so far. But Games Workshop plastic is a bit thick and chunky for these things. These are more delicate jobs, so I'm really looking forward to using these on the Master Grade Strike Rouge, which hopefully should be in the next week or two. I keep saying that. Update on stickers and things and prizes from the last few weeks. Haven't gone out yet. Like I said in the last week's show, I'm just waiting for Patreon payday, because I am skinting on my arse at the moment. I'm waiting for Patreon payday, and then I'll get all the prizes and all the stickers that are queued up so far out to everybody. The prizes from last week's giveaway. So, yes, so they should be going out in the next week or two. So, well done to those. They're still sitting there waiting to go out. Starting the dreaded capes. Really want to do this without dry brush, says Earl D. Is that capes on Warhammer figures? Don't do dry brushing. Use glazes instead. I definitely overpaid, but it's killer, says Lee. I'd like to try a pair of the single-sided nubby ones, but at that price, ouch. Yeah, I mean, I've known for a long time that God Hands are actually the bee's knees for nippers, but yeah, it's not the cost of... I don't mind paying a lot of money for a product like the God Hand nippers. I don't mind paying premium price for the product. I just don't want to pay premium shipping for the same product, because that's just crazy talk. Right, so I think what I'll do is the arm... I'm touching the micro penis again. Put that on there. I think what I'll do with the arm is I'll have it out like that. I'll have him going rawr like that. So we want this out all the way. So I want to glue this in place with the gluing. It does seem a shame to take a posable model and glue it. But hey, I have been having thoughts actually about when I'm building Gunpla and things, actually making them not posable. Just making them in fixed positions. Because building a Gunpla and not having to worry about paint coming off when you move anything is so much easier. So from now on, I might actually, apart from anything big and special, I might actually make Gunpla posed and not free moving. So we'll let this dry for a minute. Just let it cure in place before I do the bottom half. There we go, lovely jubbly. So that will sit there like that for a bit. Let you sit and think. Mr. Fox, why my name is in the top of live video? It says Jacob £1, or is that other Jacob? Just asking. Well, if it's you, if you put a £1 tip in, it'll be you. If you didn't put a £1 tip in, it'll be somebody else. I did get some after I put the video up last night explaining what was going to be on the stream. I did get a couple of tips come through. If you want to make a tip, the address is there. streamlabs.com/model-making-guru. So I did get a couple of tips come through, which is quite nice. Ooh, Nimcinderin, Cap, Reiki, Loopy. I don't know who Loopy is. Jacob. Could be my nephew. My nephew's called Jacob. I don't think he would have paid me £1. And remember, with tips and super chats, you can pay as much or as little as you like. Tips, you can be anything from £1 onwards. Same with super chats. So if you're feeling generous, feel generous. Right, that's drying. Let's see what the boss's health is like. Boss is on 941.38 health. 94,138. So you got a way yet to get me off the top slot. Got some work to do, folks. I've glued the joints of the ATRT I'm building so I don't wreck the paint once done. Yeah, I'm starting to have that thought now about Gunpla. It's nice when they're posable. What I tend to do is build it, and then it goes in my cabinet and it never gets moved. So there's really no point in me worrying about posability. I mean, a lot of them I will build to sell. And when I do the Strike Rouge, of course, I'm building it for someone as a Patreon reward because they're a $100 patron. So every 12 months, if you didn't know this, if you're a $100 patron, like $100 a month or more, every 12 months I will build you a Warhammer or a Master Grade kit, Gunpla, and do up to skill level 5 paint job. So that's a reward for that particular patron. But I don't know if he wants that posable or not. So we shall see. We shall see. Right, so I want this to be sticking out that way. Oh, I've got to look at the micro penis again. I can never unsee that. Now think about it. How many people that you watch that do live streams, especially for model making, especially for Warhammer, would you even at any point during the stream had a conversation about micro penis? See what you get when you help me, when you watch my stuff. You get interesting subjects that you'd never have broached before. And I can't believe I've probably said micropenis more times in this last 20 minutes than I have in my entire life because I've never really had a reason to say it. Right, there we go. Sorry, more people's in. Now I have to figure out paints to use with my new toys, says Andy McLeish. That patron is me, says Jordan Nash. Well, there you go. Yes, I'm building it for Jordan. I don't normally announce who is getting what from, just because I don't know what they particular person wants in terms of privacy. So yes, but yes, it's Jordan. He's getting a big Master Grade. So Jordan, while you're in chat, then I may as well ask you. Rather than send you an email. Do you want it done in the Strike Rouge colours? And if you do you want me to weather the hell out of it, or give it a little bit of weathering, or no weathering? How do you? Because it's going to be your kit. So how do you want it to look? How do you want it to come out? I've got the water slides. How do you want it to look? So tell me. Right, that's gluing nicely. Now I've got to touch it again. Ugh, go away, get in there, stay in there. Right, so that's going to go on like that. Mr. Fox, where is your place now, and what time in your place? If you mean where am I, I'm in Manchester, in the northwest of England. Best city in the world. Apart from Canada, which isn't a city, but it's still better. And it is, at the moment, 3:46 in the afternoon. British summertime. So I'm thinking, I'm going to give him jazz hands. He's going to have it like that. He's going to be going, hey, I'm walking here, what you going to do? I'm going to give him I'm just for fun. I'm not going to be serious about this at all. I'm going to give him like fun poses. Because why should anything be serious? Why? Why should anything be serious? Serious is boring. I do love that big hand though, it's great. It's just brilliant. James Lorimer says, my wife says I don't have a micro penis, but she wears glasses on a scale of 1 to very proud of that bit, about a 2. Says James. My God, my eyes, says Andy McLeish. Why? What have you done? I'll be glad to get the hand on this bit. I've got to make 3 more though, or 2 more. He needs a shrubbery, says Andy McLeish. Yeah. I'll be glad when this is covered up. I've got to sit here and stare at it. I mean, for you guys it's a long way away, but for me it's like that close. I mean, look. Actually, let me do the... Can I do the focusy thing? Let's have a look. Let's see if I can do the focusy thing. I've got to try and not break things now. This is where it could all go wrong. It's all going to go wrong. I can't actually see now. Never mind. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. But yes, that's what I get to look at. Yeah. It's horrible. By the way, let me know if we're all in focus and stuff down here. I didn't get the colour balance quite right, but... Haha, the pop-up ads. Ooh, Andy McLeish, what pop-up ads? Tell me about the pop-up ads. What ads? Is it just on YouTube you're getting pop-ups? I'm giggling at the thought of YouTube picking up on spoken keywords now in the comments from people looking for surgery saying, how the hell did I get a Warhammer video recommended from micropenis? Or even worse, how did I get a video of my micropenis from watching Warhammer videos? Doug Schramm, hey Fox, just joined, welcome Doug, and I'm enjoying your micropenis talk. Admittedly it's not what I had expected, kind of like the Spanish Inquisition. Yes. The thing you'll learn about me is when we do any kind of model making, I will answer model related questions, but for the most part I'll just sit and talk bollocks for about 3 hours. Because all this is you guys hanging out while I do some buildy. Just imagine we're all sat at the pub. That's what we're doing here. Hey mate, Criminal Cousin here, getting into the more custom side of the hobby, says John Redmond, and want to say thanks for your tutorial videos. They have been a great help. My pleasure. That's exactly why I'm here. That's exactly what I do. Why I do what I do. I've been doing this for 30 years, and the one thing I've learned, more coffee, that's the first thing. The one thing I've learned over the years is, first of all, and this is the same with drawing as well, because I used to do cartoon artwork, I've learned that anybody in the world can do what I do. Be it this, be it drawing, doesn't matter. Everybody has the ability to do it. The only things that get in your way are you don't think you have the ability, or even if you don't worry about that, you don't know what to use and how to use it. It's just a question of knowing what to use and how to use it. And I decided when I started doing this channel what I wanted to do, apart from the glue to... waiting for the glue to cure on my micropenis. I'm never going to have to say that again in my entire life, and I feel good about that. The one thing I've learned is it's just knowing what to use. And the reason I set up this YouTube channel is because I realised I can tell people, I can show people how to do this. Because a lot of what we do as model makers looks really complicated and looks like a dark art, like, you know, airbrushing or something. But it's actually dead easy. As long as you know what to use and the best way to use it, that's all it comes down to, and a little bit of practice. So I fully believe that and I said this in my Who is Model Making You, I fully believe that anyone can do what I do. So I am more than happy to show people how to do it, because the more people that do this, the better. The more people that go onto YouTube and start channels teaching, the better. And this is why I always encourage people who like follow my stuff and then go off and start their own YouTubes. I always encourage them, because it's just teaching more people, it's getting the word out there. Model making has got a resurgence in the last 10-15 years. Do you have any hints or tips to do pitted metal weathering, says Nim Cinderin? Yes, depends on the scale. If it's a small enough scale, so it's a big kit, let's say 1/24 scale or 1/16 scale or something like that, then just get yourself a little Dremel tool, little handheld Dremel tool, you know, the little drill thing. But you want the let me get a pen and I can show you. You want the bit of the Dremel tool that looks like, if I can find a bit of whiteness, you get various drill bits. You'll get like screw drill bits, and you'll get things with bits on the end. There's one that's like a bit with a ball on the end like that, if that comes out on camera. It's like that kind of shape. And you put it in your Dremel, and there's your Dremel with the button. And what you do is, you put it on a slow speed, and you can just, and I'm using that word again, skitter. You can just go across the surface, and it makes little tiny dimples. Now, it's not easy, and it won't work on a big scale model, so a little tiny 1/72nd or 1/35th, it would just be a massive crater. But on a really small scale model, so like something like 1/16th or 1/8th figure, something like that, or a really big, say, scope dog or something like that, it would just get that kind of slightly pitted look. If you're doing like say a panel on a ship or something, on a spaceship, or a piece of armour, and you want it to like something that's gone bang into the armour, like a blaster round or something, and you want like a little pit where it's gone like that and made an impact, then that does work on even big scale models, because you can just make your little sort of impact crater with the skittery, with the bit. So you just touch it on and just go just like that, and it makes a little thing. And then you can do little ones around it very gently. Because if I do an impact like on a piece of hull armour, I'll do a shape like that. So there, let's say there's your hull plate there on a spaceship. I'll do a bit here, and then I'll do another one here but smaller, and I'll just have them going off like that. And they'll get smaller as they go further out, and I might have one that's a bit elongated like that kind of shape, and I'll have them fanning out in kind of that pattern, so it looks like something's come in and gone bang like that way. Or you could do it on this side, or if it's straight on, you could just do them all around it. But basically you have a big one. If it was a straight on shot, you'd have and slightly smaller ones around the edge, radiating out and going out, and try and do them in without making them in obvious lines. So little Dremel tools are really good for that. If you get the proper Dremel ones, they're a bit expensive, but as long as it doesn't have to have a speed control. The one I have got hasn't got a speed control, but if you can get one that can go fast and slow, they are great. And all the different shaped bits you get with it can do a lot of different effects, so they are kind of handy. Let's have a look. Oh wait, pitted metal, not heavy metal, sorry, says Spid. Oh yeah, because Spid says, Nim, it's fairly easy, but the hard part is holding your brush while headbanging. Wow, headbanging. I think people are in the mosh pit now. John says, yes, the obsession for perfection is what holds me back, but seeing your vids and how you just roll with the dice makes me feel a bit more confident in just letting it go too. The one little bit of tip of, wow, that was the worst sentence ever. The one tip I most love giving out is basically the reason I do weathered models, and I really don't like doing not weathered models, is because weathering covers a multitude of sins. You'd be surprised how many times on a build I screw something up, and I just think in my brain, oh well, I'll just do some weathering around, it's great. Or if I get, oh, what was that? Oh, Lee, thank you very much. Very kind of you, sir. Most kind. If you, I've forgotten what I'm saying now. Yes, if you say you've got a piece of armour, and you accidentally take a gouge out of it with a knife blade, then it's dead easy. All you do is you make that a blast mark, and you put some painting around it to make it like it's been scorched by heat. Or if you mess up the paint, you've got like, say, two panels painted next to each other, and one of them's a bit wonky around the edge, just make it some paint chipping. There's so many things you can do, and weathering is so much fun. It's just more fun to make than weather models, because A, it's more fun, and B, you can cover up all your goofs. So yes. Bacon jerky and micro penis. Best morning ever, says James Lorimer. Welcome to Sunday afternoon cartoons with Fox. If you don't like perfection, you'll probably like my stuff too, John, says Chris from Gross Models. In fact, if any of you watch, there is a channel called Tabletop Minions. Uncle Atom runs it. I do apologise for this. I need some tissue. I've got the sniffles. As soon as the camera goes on, I get the sniffles because all the light's gone and it's hot. If any of you watch Tabletop Minions, Uncle Atom did do a good video about the quest for perfection, how it's the worst possible idea. Because all that happens is when you try and achieve perfection with a particular model, you'll never finish that model and it'll become the bane of your existence. So I've learned a long time ago to just switch that part of my brain off and just go, let's just have fun with it and see what comes out the other end. Because you'd be surprised when you don't think about something and you just, as Ted would say, slap it on and just have fun with it and don't think, especially weathering, the best results can come out. If you carefully plan every bit of dirt and dust, you'll just get stressed with it. If you just slap dirt and dust on and let nature take its course, let gravity and liquid flow and capillary action do their thing, it can come out looking fantastic. If you're in the UK, Aldi are doing a rechargeable Dremel tool just now. Yes, they're also doing an airbrush compressor as well. True, but mentioned the Dremel as Fox was discussing it. They're doing a compressor and airbrush too. Mike Mountain's in. Hey, Mike. Fox, did you see my super helpful description? Jordan Nash. No, it went up in the chat and I missed it. Jordan Nash. Haha, not specific at all. Oh, I'm going to be super descriptive of what I'd like. This is for Jordan Nash's Strike Rouge Autori, which is the Patreon reward I'm building for him next. Between light weathering and medium weathering, I think the colour scheme is pretty cool, but I think purple is more my thing than red. Okay. Interesting. So a bit of weathering and maybe some... So maybe what I could do is take the dark sort of... the dark crimson colour of the top upper armour and make that a much more purpley colour perhaps. But I've got to make it blend with the other ones. We'll see what comes out. We'll see what comes out. Where are we? Jerry's okay back. What did I miss? Not much. The dirt must flow, says Nim. Evening, Jerry. Oh, everything, Jerry says. Spiddy's missed everything. How are you doing, Mike Mountain? Thanks for coming in, Dad. Everybody in Smooth's team, Smooth's live stream team, calls Mike Mountain Dad, including me. So I think it'd be really funny if everybody in chat always called Mike Mountain Dad, because Mike Mountain is awesome. He's like everybody's dad. He's just fantastic. I love Mike Mountain to bits. Mike and I were going to go to eModels on Tuesday. Mike, I'm probably not going to be able to make it because I've not finished that Dio yet. So, yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to make it. I was going to say, if I was going, because Mike's going down there on Tuesday and I was going to go along as well, I was going to say to people, hey, if you're going to be in the area, come up and join us. But I'm not going to be able to make it, I'm afraid. Sorry, dude. Oh, hello. John Redmond, haha, criminal money. That's a very specific, £5.68. I like that, that's awesome. Very specific pence amount. Kick ass. Thank you very much for that. You're most kind. Right, I'm going to put glue on the micro penis. Mike, you missed me. We've had about an hour and a half talking about this bit of a model that looks like a micro penis. And I've said micro penis now more in this stream than I have in my entire life. Not that I've really had cause to say it ever before this stream. Obs. So, yeah. So we can see here. It's like going, what you gonna do about it? Hey, I'm walking here. I like that. It's going to be like kind of real quizzical. What? He's a Zaku. Of course it's going to... Oh, look at that. Look at that. That was bad. The only problem is it needs a gloop of glue to stay on. Right, let's get that on again. I'm using the thick glue here because it means I can do a little bit of wiggly wiggly before it's all locked in place. So I think that is a brilliant silly pose for the dude, because he'll have a big gun in this hand. He'll be going, bring it, bring it. Kind of Marcus Phoenix, bring it. Or maybe he's reloading his heat gun. He's going, ah, come on. That's great. I like that kind of inquisitive, like, yeah, whatever. Hand pose. There you go. I'm proud of my silly Zaku pose. Stick a job of smoogoo on the end, Fox. Could do. I need to get more, actually. I need to make some more. I'm not taking the label off. I think I've got about that much left. I need to make more. Sprue goo, by the way. Somebody asked me the other day about filling gaps, and I told them about sprue goo. If you've never made any, get yourself a jar of Tamiya extra thin cement. Get yourself a load of bits of either plastic card or just bits of spare sprue from a kit. As long as it's not ABS, make sure it's not ABS, but just normal polystyrene sprue. Chop them into little tiny bits. Plastic card is easier to cut up, but either will do. Hundreds of tiny little bits, and just dump a load of them into the Tamiya extra thin. Oh, Phil, thank you very much. Thanks, Fox, says Phil. Thank you very much. Most kind of you. Yeah, just dump a load of little bits of plastic card or sprue, or just little bits of plastic, can be anything, and let it sit for about an hour. And what it will do is the plastic will dissolve into the glue, and it makes this stuff. And when you make sprue goo, you want it to be kind of that thick. You don't want it to run. You want it to hold its shape. And what this is basically is a really, really great and cheap filler, because when you put this over a seam line, it'll go onto the seam line, or it'll defect in the plastic or anything, like, you know, ejection marks. It'll go over it, the glue will evaporate away and flash off, and all you're left with is the polystyrene, which now hardens and becomes basically at one with the plastic. So you're filling plastic effectively with plastic, and it's perfectly sandable, and you can scribe lines into it if you're doing panel lines, and it's a lot cheaper than buying filler. So there's a tip for you. Make yourself some sprue goo today. It's brilliant. Look at that, it's great that. Oh, what you gonna do? Let that dry for a minute. Let's see what chat is doing. Let's have a look. Sniffle, sniffle, my apologies. Afternoon, Dad, says Chris. Andy, the compressor is the same as my first one, which I had for 10 years before selling it and getting a tanked one. I'd recommend getting a gravity feed airbrush, though. I think they're talking about, if you're in the UK and you've got an Aldi store near you, right now they're selling things like little Dremels, and they've actually got an airbrush compressor for sale. Not too expensive either. Andy McLeish says, father person. James Lorimore says, hey, Dad. Joanna Hammond's in. Hi, Joanna. It's 10. Oh, I see. It's $10. Oh, it's moved. Oh, John Roman says it's $10 Australian dollars, hence the criminal part. It's like £5.68 or something. It was like, that's cool. Joanna Hammond, not having a great week. Model issues, and on the way home, I think my car exhaust just blew out. Oh no, does it sound like a 13-litre V8 Pontiac Firebird? I know when my exhaust's gone, because my little 2-litre Fiesta becomes a 6-litre Pontiac Firebird. Sounds great, but it's dead embarrassing. Are you still having problems with that Titanic, Joanna? Because it was coming on really well. Thankfully, Joanna, you missed the entire micro penis bit. We had for about 45 minutes, we were talking about, there's a bit about this kit that just looked wrong. Let's have a look. Spiddy Crate says about Joanna's knackered exhaust, you can pretend you're a chav boy girl racer till you get it sorted though. Backwards baseball cap in Burberry from the market. Yeah. No, make your own Tamiya cement, says Joanna, and then make sprue goo. Well, that's the other option. Joanna says 60% butyl acetate and 40% acetone. That's what I have settled on. What's the 39 in the top left corner? Up there. Where's there? That is the number of people viewing this stream. I forgot to tell you that. We've got a viewer count. Wow, that text's getting faster now. There's more people. I might have to adjust the speed on that. It's like news headlines gone crazy. Right, I need to let this dry for a minute. So let's take a little wee break and do some chatty. For those of you who've joined us and didn't join us earlier on, we have a new game going. Those of you who weren't here at the start, which is the boss battle. You can see here I've got health bar. I've already lost 1 bar of health. Look at that. We've got a new boss battle going. Basically, I'm the boss, and that's my HP. I had 100,000 HP. And every time someone either subscribes to my YouTube channel, who isn't already a subscriber, puts a tip through the tip jar, which is down there, streamlabs.com/modelmakingguru, or does a super chat with the super chat button in the chat down there. I don't want to press that to make their comment come up. Every time someone does one of those 3 things, it takes a little health off my health bar. And when my health gets down to 0 and I am defeated, whoever landed the killing blow, whoever's tip or super chat or subscription landed that killing blow and took me down to 0 health, that person becomes the stream boss. And that person, I will then buy for that person any Warhammer kit they want. From either, you know, a normal Warhammer kit like you get in the store, or something web exclusive from the Warhammer store. Not Forge World, but any kit they want. And it could be a little figure, it could be a massive box set. There's no limit on it, as long as it's not Forge World. Any Warhammer kit. And then when they get defeated, because they'll then be the stream boss with a health bar, when they get defeated, the person that defeats them becomes a stream boss, and I will buy them any Warhammer kit of their choice. So it's going to go on, it's ongoing now for forever. And it won't be happening in the course of one stream. It might take weeks and weeks. But eventually one of you will become the stream boss, and you will get an awesome Warhammer kit, all of your own. Right, where are we up to? Let's have a look. As long as you have the correct Kosh license for holding those chemicals, that's fine, says Smoot. Yeah, butyl acetate. I don't know if you have to have a license. I think you do have to have a license to store them. Not to have them, but to store them. I'm not actually sure where you get them either. If you buy too much of it, you might get a visit from some officials. Speedy Crate says the number in the top left is a micro penis counter. Joanna won't know what the hell we're talking about. You have to go back in after the stream, Joanna, and scrub back, because it's been said a lot in this episode. We've done 10,000 damage already. You have? Look, there you go. I've already got a black bar of doom Only 900,000 damage to go. I did actually set it 150,000, but I realised that would have taken forever. Now, it's done in such a way that it won't be a quick thing. Hang on. But it will go down. And it's cumulative. So when this stream ends, my health counter will be there. When it starts again next week, or whenever I do another live event, it'll be where it left off. However, one thing to know is, like I said earlier on at the start, when you are the stream boss, you can restore your health, or you can get health points back by tipping or super chatting. But also, it also counts in people that subscribe to my YouTube channel or put tips through once the stream is finished. So if tomorrow somebody goes onto the little website and puts a tip through or subscribes to my YouTube channel, it knocks some health off. So it might be even lower by the time we get to the next live stream. You never know. So it'll just keep on going. And once you're the stream boss forever until you get defeated. It says 50 in YouTube's Fox. What? What says 50 what? Oh, yeah, it might not be fully accurate. It's probably reasonably accurate. It might be that this streaming software only takes figures directly from YouTube. So if somebody's watching, say, outside of YouTube, but say it like through Facebook or something, and they're watching the YouTube stream, it might not count it as a viewer if they're not actually on the YouTube page. Noom, says Weebadoodles. Oh, Tony Blackwell, £10. Thank you. Death to Fox. Wahaha, says Tony. Thank you very much, Tony. Little pop up there. You get that. You get the knowing nod. You get the knowing nod. Look at that. Yeah. So. Can't do repair myself as I have nothing to get the car up. Brakes easy, oil change easy, filters easy, etc. Luckily though, if your exhaust goes, you're probably looking at about 75 quid to get it fixed. Many years ago I had a Mark 1 Fiesta and the exhaust blew. We had to pull over into a car park and the exhaust pipe had just snapped literally, so the filter with the muffler was hanging off the end there with a bit of exhaust. And he had to get it to the garage. We didn't want it dragging along the ground, so this taxi driver came on, and the only thing he had was some bandages. So we had to literally tie up the exhaust pipe into place with bandages and drive it to the garage to get the exhaust done. I was like, oh. But luckily, getting your exhaust replaced, it's not too expensive, and it's dead quick. It takes about 20 minutes if it's a good garage. Looks like just me and you, Dad, on Tuesday E-Models trip then, says John. Oh, you're going as well, John? Cool. Yes, I was hoping to have the E-Models diorama finished by now. But I haven't. As you saw in the video from yesterday, that's as far as I've got. So, Mr. Fox, where did you buy the Knight? They aren't on Amazon or eBay, thanks. Yes, I got mine from my local Warhammer shop. If you haven't got a local Warhammer shop, just go to the Warhammer website. Just do a search for Warhammer and you'll find it. I can't remember if it's gamesworkshop.com, but it's just Warhammer 40,000. There are people that sell them online, but it might be a bit cheaper if you go on Amazon and stuff. But just look up Imperial Knight. But yes, Warhammer website or your local Warhammer store. Yes, you need room under a car for the leverage needed on a rusty exhaust too, Joanna. Yeah, you need a 2-ton trolley jack. That's what you need. Does our Patreon donation count as well, says Red Len. Sadly, at the moment, no. If somebody becomes a patron, it will pop up there. Although I'm not sure about that because not everybody wants it to be public that they're a patron. So if somebody was to say become a patron during this live stream, I think it pops something up. Unfortunately, they haven't put the code in there at the moment to make it contribute towards the boss battle. Oh, we've got 2 bars. Look at that. I'm down 2 bars of health. Kick ass. That's the other thing. The bigger the pledge, or the bigger the tip, the more damage it does. Yeah, they've not got code in there. It does take data from Patreon, but it doesn't actually affect the health bar at the moment. They've only just started doing Patreon, so at the moment it doesn't feed data in, which is a sad thing because that means every time it got to the first of the month, you'd get the health bar would disappear. So yeah, pretty much. But at the moment, no, it doesn't. Although I think it does pop something up if somebody does a patron. I could show you, but if I press the button to demonstrate it, it actually gives me health back. So I don't want to fiddle with the health stats. Joanna says, yes, I've got a local garage down the road, one I actually trust. Never go to a stupid place like Quick Fit, Halfords, etc. They're just rip-offs. Yeah, absolutely. The only downside to a local garage is it might take them a bit longer to get the parts. But other than that, if they know you, they'll do you a good deal. It's not expensive. Exhausts. It's more just a pain in the ass. Yep, John says, yep, Dad and Gordon's 3 sets road trip. Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Fox, says Jake. It's so melty, it's so warm. It is, it's absolutely boiling. I said at the start of the stream, it's really warm here today, but windy, and I can't have the window open because all you'd hear is the wind buffeting the window on the microphone, so I have to have the window shut. And with all the lights on and my PC, oh, it's warm. Joanna says, I think what they like most about them is that they don't treat me like an idiot. They will explain the fault in full detail as they understand I do know what they're on about. That's the thing. With a local garage, they depend on you coming back for local business. Somebody like Quick Fit, they don't give a crap. They'll just tell you anything and rip you off. Little local, what the Americans would call a mom and pop garage. Little local things that aren't big franchises. They'll always look after you. I've got one local to me that I adore. I go there all the time. And they actually had a petrol pump. And it used to be that you, because it's like round the back of a house almost. You go in this driveway and round the back of this house there's a little garage. They had a petrol pump and it wasn't self-service. You had to drive up and the guy would come out and it's like, wow, I'm in 1950s America. It was brilliant. Right, where are we up to with chat? 2 black bars, yeah, 2 black bars almost. Keep them coming, folks. Afternoon Peep, says Zadster. Hey Zadster, how you doing? Can we unsubscribe and resubscribe, says Tony. No, because it figures that out. It takes the data straight from YouTube and it knows when you unsub and resub, so that wouldn't actually work. Somebody else queried that earlier on. It's like, no, that wouldn't work. And apart from that, I know how many people subscribing it would take to remove my health bar. So it would also take a really, really long time. So there you go. It's only brand new subs. Used to work for Quick Fit, says Smoo. Having mechanics loose term on a bonus scheme to make them sell more is never a good thing. But some drive unroadworthy vehicles. My chat's stuck on the side. There we go. I hate being... Joanna says she hates being told about car faults in dumb talk. What you're saying, Joanna, is you hate somebody trying to mansplain it to you. Yeah, mansplaining sucks. Does the ticker bar do cumulative tips? Like if we do multiple tips, will it add to the amount? No, I think it's just like... If you do like a tip and then 10 minutes later another tip, I think it just treats it as 2 separate tips. And it will store up to it'll store the latest 100 and then it repeats. I might actually go and slow it down a little bit. Shall I just slow it down? Because it's going a bit fast, isn't it? Give me a second. Let me see if I can do this without actually breaking it. See if I can do this now. Tell me if the stream breaks. Donation ticker. See if we can drop the speed down a bit. Is it going to let me do it? No, can't do it yet. I'll have to do it later. Won't let me do it at the minute. Never mind, never mind. It was worth a try. So you're all kind of whizzing past at top speed there. We're on 3 bars? No, 2 bars. Who's off? Jake, Mr. Fox, I'm sorry to this, but I'm going to sleep now because it's 11:20 PM in the Philippines. No worries. Well, thank you so much for coming in. Let me give you a goodbye coffee slurp. That sounds horrible, doesn't it? There you go, matey. Thank you for coming by. Much appreciated. We'll see you next week. I bet it's warm in the Philippines right now. Woo! Watch out, John. It might be a bit windy at E-models. 26 degrees is hot. When you live in the UK, 26 degrees is really hot. Hey, Fox. E-models competition prize has arrived. Not had time to take any photos yet, though, says Zadster. Cool. I'm glad it arrived. Thanks to you two. Tony and Jane Ash, good night too. Right, sleep well, mate. There's a little village in called Wainfleet near Skegness who for years had one of those pumps outside the local grocery and hardware everything store. Yeah. Ooh, look at YouTube trying to be Twitch. Hey, Evil Monkey. No, it's not YouTube. It's me trying to be Twitch. I've got this is the software I use. Right, where are we? That glue should have all settled by now. Goodbye coffee slurp is the new micro penis, or should be. Yeah, I don't know why Jake likes me making coffee slurping noises, but every time he comes on, he says he requires that I drink the coffee, which I'm happy to do as a coffee lover. Right, so that's the arm done. That's that arm done. Forget about it. Oh, I don't know. It's like a Gallic shrug. Huh? I don't know. Boff. So that's that done. What is next? Next we need to do... I have no friends, says James Longmore. You've got everybody in chat and me. There you go. We're all mates. We're all friends. Right, so I've done the grabby hand of Slappy. I've not put the armour on it, as I've explained before. I'm going to leave the armour off till the end because I need to paint that separately. So what is next? That's all the gauntlet done. So next I need to make the Bernie gun, which is... I've got to find the Knight Errant first. Where is the Knight Errant? So I need to make the thermal cannon. Thermal cannon. Now I've got to make the arm again like I did last time, which is quite boring, but we'll get it done. We'll get it done. So, let's have a look. Joanna says, the silliest was when I was told you have a loose part that needs replacing. I asked them what, and they went, well, it's a metal thingy that connects your steering to the wheel. So I turned around and went, you mean the track rods that connect the rack and pinion to the knuckle? Lol, which one, the inner or outer? Lol, should have seen their face, was priceless. Yeah, I love when that happens. Mansplaining is just the bullshit thing ever. Right, so I need some parts. So I need 94 and 93 we have here. 93 and 94. I'll put that up there somewhere. Out of the way. You go there. Oh, you know what I've just remembered? I've just remembered what I was going to do. When I first explained the boss battle game, I was going to sit here and I was going to say, now we're going to play a great new game. It's called Who Is Your Father? And no, it's not called that. And I totally forgot to do that. My Arnold Schwarzenegger joke was lost. It was forgotten. I was walking home from the shops earlier on. I was like, I'll make this joke. And I totally didn't. Because I'm an idiot, clearly. So I need part 97 and 95. Well, 97 is there. There's a huge nub, size of a house. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't do that with my God hand nippers. I wouldn't do him any favours. And I need 95. There we go. $95. What a way to make a living. Ooh, eyelash. Right, so where are we up to? Where's the knife? I need a lock-up garage and a lift to get to my old XR 4x4 sorted too. Ooh, Escort or Sierra? I'm guessing it's Escort. Or it could be a Fiesta. I had a Sierra for a few years. Brilliant car. Absolutely flipping brilliant car it was. I love my Sierra. Huge. Only downside with old Sierras, you can lock your keys in the boot. I did that. There was an embarrassed call to the AA to get the boot open so I could get the keys back out. That was fun. Word, says Sean Lloyd. I have a ton of friends because of the boom hut. My thumb's stupid and hits the buttons wrong. Or buttobs wrong, he says, demonstrating it. There we go. You've lots of friends, James. I had the same when I bought an old handheld, an iPack thing in the 2000s. Somebody trying to sell an extended warranty. Yeah, if you're buying a piece of equipment, electronic device, and the retailer tries to offer you an extended warranty, you don't need it. Pretty much most stuff nowadays comes with a manufacturer's warranty, which is more than enough. Retailers just try and gouge extra money out of you by taking on extra warranties that you're never going to need. Don't fall for that malarkey. We had a box of little red Vauxhall Nova for years, says Weebadoodles, but if you didn't put Battleship Grey primer only body kit on it, then you didn't do it right. Because every time you saw a Vauxhall Nova back in the day, it had primer grey body kit, because like the 17-year-old that bought it got the body kit and then kind of ran out of money and never got it more than primed. That's how you're supposed to do it. But they were like poop off a shovel, those things. Foxx Nova! Hey no, Nova, smart in it. It's well smart. Fox, those nipper, what are they called and what do they did and why they need adjusting replacing? Wait, what? Hang on. I've just read I've just read two different comments into one. I've just combined Doug and Spid's comment. Fox, those nippers you're using, what kind are they and where can I get them? These ones are the Citadel nippers from any Warhammer store or the Warhammer online shop. They're not cheap though, they're like 18 quid or something. They're very heavy duty, so they're perfect for Warhammer stuff. They're a bit heavy handed for things like Gumplet and other kits, although they are really, really nice. I've got my God hands, very kindly sent to me, but I don't want to use those on these because the nubs on these are massively heavy duty like that one. So I'd rather use these. But for me Gumplers, I'll be using my God hands. But I actually combined that comment with Spid's. Spid's was... where's it gone now? Oh, if you're doing a question, by the way, do make sure to put it in capital letters so I can see it. Spid's comment was, but if they didn't explain what they were called and what they did and why they need adjusting, so I read the two comments as, Fox, those nippers you're using, what kind are they, what were they called and why they did and why they needed adjusting? I'm like, what? For anybody who's just joined, by the way, if you're watching this and you're wondering how I'm talking to people, you should be able to see on the chat here. Where's it gone? There's the camera. You can now see the chat thanks to my new layout and design. If you'd like to join in the chat, because I will be doing sticker giveaways and stuff in a bit. How long have we been going? Oh, I don't actually have a timer on this that tells me how long I've been going. Let's have a look. Can I see that somewhere? Does it tell me somewhere how long I've been going for? No, that's a bit rubbish. Oh well. I've been going for about an hour and a half. So shortly I will be doing the sticker giveaways. If you want to join in, you need to be in the chat. So if you're watching on a device where you can't see the chat, so for example you're watching this in the Boom Hut Facebook page or my Facebook page, or you're watching it from the player in Patreon or anywhere else like Twitter, all you need to do is click on the YouTube icon at the bottom right down here somewhere in the video player. It'll take you to the YouTube page, and from there you can join in the live chat. And you should do, because the folks in chat are awesome. They're all my good mates in chat. They're a lovely bunch. And we're also playing the Big Boss Battle game as well. And if you have just joined us and you don't know what that is, the health bar at the top up here is my health bar. Every time someone does a tip in the tip jar, the address is down there, puts a tip to the tip jar or does a super chat by hitting the super chat button, it knocks a little bit, or subscribes to my YouTube channel, it knocks a little bit of my health away. And when that health reaches 0, whoever does the killing blow will become the new boss of the stream boss, and then they will have a health bar which people can work away at. And if you become the stream boss, I will buy you a Warhammer kit of your choice. And that could be quite expensive. So, you know, you've got a lot of choice there. Buy a new Warhammer kit, it could be a figure, could be a big box set, could be anything. And then each time somebody becomes a new stream boss, I buy them a Warhammer kit of their choice. So that's the game. We've lost 2 health bars so far today already. Where are we? There we go, look. 2 health bars gone. Many more to go. But yes, if you want to take part in the giveaways, do come and join the live chat. It's awesome fun. Hey folks in the chat, tell people watching why they need to come and join the chat. Tell them how awesome it is in chat. Now people can see the chat. Tell them how cool it is. Because all the cool kids hang out in chat. Anyone played the new Warhammer Deathwing yet on the PS4? No, not played that. Tony Blackwell, that's called Murphy's Law, when you try and point out a spelling mistake and make a spelling mistake. Yeah. Hashtag Team Inept. It's called Team Inept. Drove a Sierra Cosmos once, scared the crap out of me as it was the first car I ever drove, went like a rocket on heat. The first car you ever drove was a Sierra Cosmos, holy crap. That's, yeah, that was a good move. Alright, where does this bit go now? Because I don't want to... That's that bit. I don't want to worry about seam lines I don't need to remove, but I do need to remove. Weebadoodle. See, I'm shy and stupid, and despite trying to read up on stuff, I'm easily bullied into anything. Yeah, pretty much. So you need to put £100 tip through, Weebadoodles. Only kidding, only kidding. I had a Nova SR, says Scott Sutherland. Yeah, Vauxhall Nova. I had a Fiesta, a Mark II Fiesta, but I put an XR2 steering wheel in it with 2 little holes so I could turn it with my finger. It was great. It was a really dumb thing to do, but it was great at the time. Hair was young. It wasn't even a litre, it was like almost a litre engine. And I put an XR2 steering wheel on it. What pla? Hey, what pla? He says, Fox, the micro penis neck of my airbrush, lol. Joanne Hand says, lol, my first car was stupid. I passed my test and went out and bought a new Citroen ZX Aura. Oh, I'm going to have to have a swig of coffee for that. Oh, Citroen ZX, jeez. Why would you buy it? Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, Citroen ZX. That's just put you in the 1990s, early 2000s, isn't it? Fox, does Team Inept have future plans for other games to team up in, says Jordan Nash. Yeah, we'll do it at some point. At the moment, everybody's on a Elite Dangerous kick because it's brilliant. I haven't really had a lot of time to get involved in it because it's me, Chris and Paul. I haven't had a lot of time free, so it's mostly Chris and Paul. Right, so these need to go together like this. Now, I've done one of these already and I've already forgotten how I did it. Thunder and rain in Telford, says LD. I want a big thunderstorm. There's nothing I like more than going to bed at night and it's heaving it down with thunder and lightning. Because that's brilliant. There's nothing that makes me feel more secure and want me to just go off and snooze, go to bed and sleep. Oh, excuse me, sleep like a sleepy thing than a big massive thunderstorm outside my window. It's great. Don't know why. It's because you're all inside, all warm and tucked up, and all the thunder and lightning's outdoors. But there is nothing more awesome than a thunderstorm. It's brilliant. So that goes there. That goes there. Like that. You see? And then that goes there. Now, if you remember when I did one of these last time, I messed it up and did it the wrong way around and everything. So that goes there, so that should go into yon hole. Jolly good. Now what stops that? What stopped that moving all the way? I can't remember. There was something that stopped that in its place, but never mind. So, a little bit of gluing is required. Do 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 do. We'll use the thick glue for this, just so it doesn't all evaporate away super quick. Just to lock everything in place. Why it no fit? Why you no fit? What's going on here? Hello. What's occurring? Why does it all fit perfectly until I actually get the glue on it and then it suddenly doesn't want to fit together? Ass. Because I did it the wrong way, maybe? That could be the reason. Could really be the reason. Because I'm a spoon? Definitely the reason. See what happens when you don't do it the wrong way round. How much better it is for everybody. Get the little piston in there. Now we'll come back in with the extra thin. Just put that lid on. Get that in there. Going back to Team Inept, Chris says it's hard getting me away from Elite at the moment. It's certainly hard getting me on Elite. I do get a little bit of time every now and then for little bits of marathons, but I don't have that much free time. But I did notice the other day, I had a sudden realisation the other day, we were going to do some like Borderlands at one point. Play some Borderlands, but unfortunately you can't stream Borderlands because of the music licensing. On Xbox you can't stream it to Twitch or Mixer, it just doesn't allow it. It says you can't stream this. There's an error. So you can't do it. But I suddenly realised I might be able to just stream it to my computer like I do with other games. And from there, stream and just record it. So it wouldn't be live, but it would be something we could record. So I quite fancy doing Borderlands at some point with the guys. Just because Borderlands is nuts. That one's nice and tight. This one was a bit loose. Oh well. Not much I can do about it now. Right, so that's there. Then I need to glue on the two bottom parts, which is 20 and 21. 20 and 21. It's not that spool. It is not that spool. It is this spool here. Diese ist die richtig Sprue gefahren. So I want 20 and 21. Or 34 and 35 as it's labelled in the instructions. That's weird. Oh, there we go. 20 and 21. Are the right bits? Oh, yeah, 20 and 21. There we go. Yeah, I'm not bothered about posability on this. It's just going to be built as a static model. Get off. Get off. There you go. Can't wait to paint this thing. Supposedly these are one of the easiest things to paint apart from Necrons. Necron. Spray it silver. Non-oil. Done. It's pretty much Necrons. So 20 and 21. Need to clean these off. Clean these off. I went all posh. Gross models. I have a model question. Why is white paint such a bastard? Yes, it's very chalky white paint. I think it's to do with the pigments that actually make white paint white. I don't know if it's actually chalk, but they're very chalky, and by the nature of the colour they tend to be quite, well, just a bastard like you say, basically. So the best way I can answer that is by saying it is the order of things. That's kind of it. It is the order of things. Ooh. Wow. Scroll up the chat and it goes about 300 meters up. My first car was a Datsun 710 station wagon, says Sean Lloyd. Rolled it and didn't crack a window. We rolled it back over and continued on. Yeah, Datsuns. Nothing wrong with those. Yeah, passed testing about 1995, I think. I passed my test in about 1995 or 6. The irony is, I've been working at the Driving Standards Agency for 5 years, booking driving tests, and I couldn't actually drive. Well, not legally, anyway. And at the end I was like, you know what, I should really just do a bloody driving test. And I thought to myself, well, while I just happen to know the guy who's the examiner in the local driving test centre, I may as well take advantage of that and get a driving test booked. Didn't help me. I failed my first test, pretty much. I went the wrong way down a dual carriageway, and I was like, yeah, you can't overlook that. So on my first driving test, that was an embarrassment. On the second one, I passed, and the examiner was like, hold out your hand. So I went like that, and he went slap, and I said, what was that for? He said, you did all right, you just got some of the road signs wrong at the end. So, oh no, sorry, correction. He said that's because you didn't always check your blind spot. But other than that, you passed. I'm like, nice one. Nothing to do with the fact that I personally knew the examiner. Sort of. And then he got sacked for sexual harassment. Which was just like, wow. So, yeah. Lucky I got my test when I did, I guess. Right, so that's that bit done, and that bit done. Excuse me. White and yellow nightmares. Yep, Weeber Doodles. Yellow is one of the worst. If you're going to paint yellow on a model, base it with a warm neutral colour first, like a very light warm brown, or a warm white, not a white, a warm sort of creamy white, something like that, just because yellow is super transparent. And you will end up putting hundreds of coats on. Don't try putting yellow over black. It's never going to happen. If you're doing black and yellow stripes on something, paint the yellow first. Do the black afterwards. Right, I need to clear my throat. Give me one to turn the microphone off while I clear my throat and blow my nose. That's better. I don't think you wanted to be party to me blowing my nose. Do. Chris said he had loads of weather in London last night. Yes. We had 2 Fiat Multiplers at one point. Being a family of 6, we needed the room. Yeah, but a Fiat Multipler? Eee. One of the ugliest cars ever made. He says one of my favourite looking cars. Oops! What are we doing in chat? Do. What's with it with what is it with girls and Fiat 126 with eyelashes on the headlights? Oh. Do you know what? Many years ago I went to Gran Canaria in the late 90s. And I was absolutely besotted with this car I saw driving around everywhere that I'd never seen. No, was it? No, it was France. It was actually in France in the late 1990s. I'd taken with this car I saw everywhere, and it turned out it was a Twingo. I think it was a Renault Twingo, and I'd never seen one before because we didn't have them over here. I don't think we actually ever got them over here properly. And I thought it was just the cutest thing ever. It was probably terrible because it was a Renault or something, because there you go, it's a Renault. But yeah, it was like, that is adorable. That was a car that needed eyelashes. Totally did eyelashes. Right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to glue this in place, but I am going to glue it together because I want to lock it in place. Yeah, we'll do that. So it's going to be, I'll put some thick glue in there. I want to glue it on, but I don't want to lock it in place yet because I want to pose the arm and the weapon once it's actually built and on there. So we'll just get a touch of glue on it, but nowhere near the joint at the top. We'll slot that on. We'll make sure it's the right way round this time. Yes, yes, yes. Excellent. We'll go in with the thin around these bits. I won't glue up here because that's going to glue it in place if I do that, and that'll just be sadness. So we'll squish. Ooh, can't itch. We'll squish, squish, squishing, squish, squish. Und we have the nubs that we didn't take off. Ja, das ist richtig. Well played, Fox. Wonder why it was a bit lumpy. Didn't feel like it was quite in place. There we go. There we go. Das ist richtig. So that's that bit on. So that's glued in. Need to let that glue before I take the seam line down. Same with this thing. That's a bit stiffer than the other arm, which is good. Apart from now it's not. Oh well, never mind. I don't think I squished that other one together well tight enough, so it's a bit loose and floppy, but I'd glued it in place now anyway, so it doesn't matter. So we'll let that sit for a bit. What comes after that? After that we have basically just the weapon itself, which is only a few parts actually. We might as well get that done. We'll get that done in a minute. We'll let that sit and glue for a little bit. I shall take a quick... I've got a headache today, so wearing this thing is really uncomfortable, so I might have to keep taking it off and taking a break every now and then. Let's have a look. Somebody's mentioned Borderlands. Do. Oh, where's it gone? Spid says about his Fiat Multipla. Hideous looking car, but so ridiculously spacious inside. Borderlands is great. I love the crap out of Borderlands 2, says John Redmond. I actually prefer the original Borderlands than Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2 missed something. It was missing something. I tried to play Borderlands 2, I stopped playing, says Joanna. It was normal with me in first-person shooters. It was move, die, move, die, move, die, move, die. That's pretty much how Borderlands works. But it is more fun when you have two other people playing with you, because then it gets crazy. My wife hijacks my PS4 to play Crash Bandicoot now. Wow. My mum has an Xbox One, and she plays Bejeweled all the time. Mickle Pickle's in. Hello, everybody. Hey, Mickle. Mickle Pickle. Best name in the world, that. Mickle Pickle. Mickle Pickle. I remember playing the original Command & Conquer at work. All of us hanging around after work in multiplayer. So much fun, says Joanna. Yes, I know what CNC is. Dee. Fox, stop cutting towards your finger. You're making me cringe, says Gerwin, expecting blood. I can't do it the other way. But as I frequently say, I always say to people, try and cut away from yourself. Except for me, I can't. I just can't do it. I gouge the plastic to pieces. So I've learnt how to do towards myself without particularly always cutting myself. Sometimes I do, but not very often. I've just been doing it for so long. My favourite game, says Spid, is the Google Chrome Jumpy Dinosaur game. I like the sound of Jumpy Dinosaur. Joanna Hammond, second test. I nearly failed as I argued with the examiner. He wanted me to cross the hatch centre separator to move in. I refused to do so, as you should not do it. Yeah, you're right. But you know the thing is, with driving tests, this is more for people in the UK because I don't know tests in other countries, but the one thing that you can never do, before you take a test, the one thing that scares you the most is like parallel parking and reversing around corners. Now, I still can't parallel park to save my life, which is where you reverse into a parking space. But reversing around a corner is really hard when you're learning. The moment you pass your test, you suddenly go, it's dead easy. Gone. You don't think about it. For some reason, as soon as you pass your test, reversing around a corner is suddenly much, much easier. I love ugly things, says Weebadoodles. Hope your partner isn't reading this, Weeb. I will have you know I'm the ugly one in the relationship, says Weebadoodles. Nice save, Weebadoodles, says Joanna. You can get shark teeth for MX-5s, only really looks with pop-up headlamps that looks like Wallace and Gromit. Yeah, I bet it does as well. Stupidest road car I've seen is a Hummer in the US. I think of what I've seen that's dumb. Allegro still look dumb. I think we're caught up with the chat there. No. I wish I could cut with the scalpel the other way. I've sliced my thumb open 3 times now. The last one was straight down. Ooh, yeah. Do. Round a corner is really easy. Place a sticker in the rear window. I think reversing round corners thing is easy because you aren't obsessed with having to keep a foot on the curb. Yes, that's true, says Sadster. They've now dropped the reversing around a corner from the test my daughter has just passed. Well, congratulations to Going's daughter. And there your troubles began. Mum, I need a car. Mum, I've crashed the car. Mum, I need a lift. I've run out of petrol. Mum, can you... Oh, yeah. Or Dad. Mum, Dad, whoever's got the car. Yeah, so I decided I should probably learn to drive and get a driving test, as I've been doing that thing for 5 years. Now, I think in a minute, we need to do the sticker times and the giveaway stuff, don't we? Yes, I think it's giveaway sticker time, so we'll get them ready in a minute. I'm just taking a quick break while I rest my head. I've got a bit of a thumping headache today, so I might not get too much done. Fox, have you built one of the Kotobukiya HMM Zoid kits? No, apart from when I was about 7 and I built a little T-Rex shaped one, which is still available apparently. A little tiny one, I built a Zoid. But I've got my eye on them. They don't grab me like Gunpla, but I do know of them and I probably will get one eventually. There was somebody who was going to send me one, but I don't think he ever did. One of my followers was going to send me a Zoids kit, but I don't think he ever got round to it. Got to run to meet my lady love, says James Lorimore. I shall hopefully be back before the stream ends. See you guys, take care in case I miss the rest of the stream. Thanks for coming in, James. Maybe see you in a bit. We had 3 possibilities: 3-point turn, reverse round a corner, or parallel park. They picked 2. Yeah, it was the same in my day, which was the same as you, basically. Don't know what they do now, though. See, now, when I did my test, it was just before they started doing the theory test. Now people have to do a theory test. Like, it's great. I didn't have to do that. It was just get in the car, drive around a bit, look at some road signs, done. Oh my God, Mr. Fox, I can't get sleep because this video is getting in my mind. Oh, you're back. By the way, I'm going to wait until the end. It's probably a good idea. Thank you for coming back. I'm like a virus. Once you get me, you can't get rid of me. Mr. Fox, what's your opinion of the mechanical kits? I've never seen one. I'm not fully sure what they are. I know of them, I just can't remember what they are. But no, I've not seen one, so no opinion at the moment. I need to try and track my front lawn, says Spid. I have petrol for my mower. Cross your fingers, there may be velociraptors in there. Dinosaurs, yeah. Reversing around a corner is not a thing in the US. Right. Smoko break over. Head rested for a moment. Yeah, I can't wear this for too long because it... Headache doesn't help. Headache. Let me get the stickers. You know what time it is, folks. Sticker time. No big prizes this week. Just the stickers. So we have, of course, Model Making Guru stickers, and we have, I think I've still got some Team Inept stickers. If at any point, because I've got a big list of stickers to send out to people, I'm going to try and send everybody one of each. If I do run out of the Team Inept ones, I'll just send you 2 Model Making Guru ones. But I'll send everybody a couple. So, sticker giveaway time. Yeah. Now, for anybody who's just joined us, I'll quickly go through all the other stuff as well. For anybody who's just joined us, if you're watching this stream and you want to win a sticker, you need to be in the live chat. This is the live chat here. Everybody can see this, but if you want to join in the live chat and you're not on YouTube watching this at the minute, then click on the little YouTube icon down here somewhere in the bottom of the viewer. That'll take to the YouTube page where you can see the live YouTube chat, and you should join in because these guys in chat, they're all awesome. They're all brilliant people. I just sit here and waffle for 3 hours and I just have a little get together. It's like Sunday lunch in the pub for these guys. I'm just sitting here making stuff. Don't forget, of course, we are also doing the boss battle. So if you've not heard earlier in the show, doing a boss battle. Every time I've got 100,000 health. I've lost 2 health bars already. You can see the black bits there. Every time somebody does a tip jar, so the tip jar's there, streamlabs.com/modelmakingguru. Words. I'll start that again. Every time somebody does a tip, or every time someone does a super chat by hitting the little super chat button in the chat here, which gives you a big bright coloured thing, that knocks my health down. Every time someone subscribes to this YouTube channel, it takes a little bit of my health off as well. When my health gets to 0, the person who took that last hit, that last donation, will become the stream boss, and they'll have a health bar that everybody has to whittle down. That person will win a Warhammer kit of their choice. I will buy it for them and send it to them. And then when they get defeated and someone else takes over as stream boss, I'll buy them a Warhammer kit of their choice. And it can be anything. Anything available in the Warhammer store or online is web exclusive. Not for drill, but anything else. Anything from a figure to a big box set, it doesn't matter. The money we'll raise doing the game will cover the costs. So, if you've not done that already yet, get your little tips and donations thing, get that health bar coming down. It might take a few weeks for me to get down to 0, but keep playing, because somebody at some point will make that fatal killer blow and they'll win something awesome of their choice. So I'm not telling you what you're going to win. You can win whatever you want to win. So let's do some sticker giveaways. As always, we'll do a bunch of these. I will put up... I've got this now. I can do this now. Look. Oh, you can't see it because it's in the wrong place. Oh. Oh well. You'll hopefully see there should be. My email address has popped up. Has it popped up? I don't know. Did it pop up? Yes, it's there. modelmakingguru@gmail.com. What you need to do is, I'll ask a silly question. The first person who puts the right answer in chat will win a couple of stickers. So you just send me an email with your name and address and I'll get them sent out to you. As always, don't forget, I see the chat differently to the way you do. Let me just turn something off. I see the chat the way YouTube sees the chat. So the first comment that YouTube receives will be the first one that comes through on here. You'll see it differently. So don't worry if it looks different. The chat's there. So now I've got to come up with some questions, haven't I? Oh. Right, okay. Got to think now. Got to think now. Put Fox off, Sally James, says Mike Mountain. Why, Yoda? Got to think now. Okay. Now, we can't don't answer the question till I say go. We'll keep them nice and easy. Earlier on, someone... Oh, that's the other thing. Joanna just said something. I can supply you questions. If you have a question and an answer, so if you want me to read, if you've got a question for me to read out in this section, I don't think anybody's mailed me any yet, but if you've got a question and know the answer to it, feel free to mail me with the question and answer. Like we do on the e-model streams. If I use that question and answer, I'll send the person that mailed me the question and answer some stickers as well. I will trust you that your answer is correct. I don't do any research. I'm far too lazy. And this is far too silly to go that depth. So... First question, earlier on, before we go anywhere, make sure your browser's up to date. Just hit the refresh button on your browser now, because sometimes the chat and the video can go out of sync when you've been watching for more than an hour. So I'll give it a minute. Just hit the refresh button on your browser right now. Do it now. Do it now. Now. Do it now. Press it now. Are you pressing it now? Press it now. Are you pressing it yet? Press it now. Press it now. Refresh. 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 I'm letting you refresh your page. I'll have a swig of coffee while we're waiting. Life-affirming coffee. But that's just damn egg bits. I can't wait till I get spid stuff. That was refreshing, says Tony. Right, so hopefully you've all hit refresh by now and you should be a bit more up to date. So, first question is, earlier on, someone asked me about the sprue cutters I was using. Who makes them? Go. Micropenis, says Sean Lloyd. Ooh, straight in with Jordan Nash, says Citadel. Yes, well done, they are Citadel nippers. Dead easy, that one. Jordan, I've already got your name and address, but send me an email anyway, purely because if you win something, you need to email me, because I've got a big list of emails in my email inbox that I know other people have to send stuff to. So drop me an email anyway to this address here, modelmakingguru@gmail.com, with your name and address. I've got it anyway, but mail it to me, otherwise I'll forget that I use stickers. So I'll send you a couple of stickers. Let's think of another question. Let's think of a question. Hard to think of a question when you're fighting off a headache. See, even though I've got a raging headache, I'll still come online and talk nonsense for 3 hours. Let's have a think, let's have a think. I can never think of questions when I need to. Really can't think of a question. Okay, here's just a silly one. What did I have for my tea last night? Did I have a pizza, a kebab, or a curry? Go. Stupid question, isn't it? Nothing wrong with stupid questions. A pizza, a kebab, or a curry? I like there's always a pause in the chat. Let's make sure I'm up to date. Wow, that all blasted through at the same time. Rinks Near says micropenis. I did not have micropenis for my dinner. The answer was actually kebab. And Sean Lloyd was the first to say kebab, so well done, Sean. Drop me an email, modelmakingguru@gmail.com, with your name and address, and we'll send a couple of stickers out to you. One last one. Yes, Joanna, you can send me some questions. I'll ask them next time. I've got a last question now, but... yeah, send me some questions. If you've got a question and answer you want me to use, I'll send you stickers. And I know you've got a million stickers already, Joanne, but we'll send you more stickers. So there you go. Right, I'm going to do the usual thing. I'm going to write a number on my hand. I'm going to write a number. And it is between 61 and 71. What number is written on my hand? Go. John Redmond says, should I sleep or not? Nah, sleep's for wimps. I knew Mike Mountain would put 69. It's actually gone too fast for me now. Hang on, let me go back up. 62, 63, 64, 765. That's not how it works. 62, 71, 70. First one to say the correct answer was Ryzern with 66, I think. Ryzern 66. There you go. So brilliant. Ryzern, send me your name and address via the email, and I'll get some stickers sent out to you. Excellent. Brilliant. That's always good fun. I like giving silly stuff away. Ugh. So sticker time is sticker time done. Yes, no big prizes this week, I'm afraid. I'm not made of money, you know. So, well done to sticker winners. Got to love Google typing too fast, lol, says Joanna. 679, yeah. Too many numbers. That would be an ecumenical matter, says Zadster. There you go. Now, in reality, if you just want some stickers, you can just send me a mail to ask for some. It's not the end of the world. But I like to do the little giveaways. Trust you, Dad, says Scott Sutherland. Yeah. I got to 65 and stopped, says Joanna. Woo, and stickers again, says Ryzern. Yep, you're more than welcome to win. Whenever we do these giveaways, if you've already got stuff, you can always have more stuff. It's not the end of the world. There may not be any rest for the wicked, but it's 2 AM it's 2 AM, says John Redmond. Yeah, it's not like you got work in the morning, or is it? If you got work in the morning, I'd still stay and watch anyway, because of the reasons. Because, obviously, the reasons. I don't, to be honest, just playing the game, says Joanna. I've had an email come through. Oh, that's from Sean. There we go. Thank you very much. Got your address there. Yeah, so all the three of you, just send me your name and address via the emails, including you, Jordan, because I know I've got them, but send them anyway. I say the email is my way of knowing how many stickers I've got, because I've got a list of emails. That's how I know who I need to send stickers to, basically. Right, let's put this thing back on again. Oh, I have work. It's Monday, says John. Yeah, sleeps went. You just look. You just tell your boss, right? If you're a bit rubbish on Monday morning, time to come in the chat next Sunday, and we'll have a conversation. I will take full responsibility when he comes in and puts a tip through for 50 quid. Yeah. Boss, I'm sorry I'm really shit today, but can you go on this web stream and just give him a load of money? Thanks. More emails. Jordan, there you go. Thank you. Right. Always model related, of course. So you want my lovely biochemistry physics questions, says Joanna. Yeah, I'll take any questions. Nothing like taxing the brains to get people winning. Right, what am I doing? I'm building the thermal cannon. Let's build the thermal cannon, yes. It's going to get hot. So we need parts 23 and 22 and 17. 22, 23 and 17. I have to make the cutting noise, you know that, don't you? You know it's kind of in my contract. Oh, look at that one at an angle. It's going to be a right pig. Oh. GW, sometimes, you know, you do make me wonder. Oh. If you don't make the cutting noises, model making isn't as much fun. You've got to make little sound effects. That's how it works. Look at that one there, another sort of jaunty angle nub. I need 17 as well. 17 is this one. Now for the Skyping. Is it me or does the moulding on this Games Workshop stuff look quite good, says Joanna. It is exquisite. I know you can't really see close up because I can't get into focus, but the relief and moulding on these is fantastic because they're designed to be primarily brush painted. So all the details and the panel lines, they're not exaggerated so much. They're just beautifully crisp and expertly implemented. That's why I love them. Even if you're not brush painting them, they're just fantastic. They're just the detail. I mean, these kits put some model manufacturers to shame. And they do a few little snap fit ones that are sort like some of the figures, this Primaris Space Marines, they're kind of push fit. And they're kind of on a par with Bandai for the exquisite detail and the simple push fit construction. And I know they never will, but if Games Workshop decided to get into the non-tabletop gaming model scene, just normal model kits like cars and planes and stuff, they would absolutely wipe the floor with people like Revell and Airfix. They'd just absolutely cream them. I reckon, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. Got a nub on that bit there, right, pain in the bum. One handy tip when you're cutting towards yourself, put your thumbs like that, so if you do slip, you can't. It's not always possible. Where you can, use one thumb as an anchor for the other thumb. I always tend to use my nail a lot, so if I do slip, I just go onto the nail. But truth be told, I've been doing this for so long, I don't tend to stab myself very often at all nowadays. It's very rare, but it's always on camera. It's pretty much. I just can't cut away from myself. I'm going to have to sand that because there's no way to actually get the knife in there to trim it. There, that's much better. I can see when I finish this kit I'm going to have to wash it. Purely because every time I've been working on it, it's been 1,000,000 degrees and I've been hot and sweaty. So it's going to be covered in hand jam. Gross. Okay, that's that. Oh, one little one there. Missed that one. Thank you for the stream, says Rinks Near. Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you're not going. Stick around. Stream will be here every Sunday at 3 PM British summertime. I have done that one. It is. I miss doing my Tau. I shall pick up some of the new bigger kits, the Ghost Keels and stuff. Yeah. If you miss doing Games Workshop kits, you should do Games Workshop kits. That's the only cure. And that's why I love doing these, because they are designed to be brush painted, and the Citadel paints are so awesome to brush paint with that everything just comes out looking brilliant. If I was to brush paint like a Spitfire or something else, it would just look like gash. But somehow, if you brush paint a Games Workshop kit, it just looks awesome. And the figures are to die for. The little figures are just exquisite. There's a photograph I put up on my Facebook page, the Model Making Guru Facebook page, ages ago. I have to go and search for it. Who's mailing me? But it was a close-up of a face of one of my Imperial Guard, and it was like this kind of middle-aged bloke, and he had this really grumpy look on his face, and it was so gorgeously sculpted. It was like, you know, there's no way Tamiya or any of the manufacturers would ever do something like that. Tamiya do some good figures, but they never have character. On the contra side of that, though, Tamiya do put cartoon Nazis in their instruction booklets, so they get points for that. Right, see here how I'm anchoring my thumbs against each other, sort of. So if it does slip, it's only going to slip a little bit, not into my thumb. And the trick is as well, I'm going very gentle. I'm actually going very gently. I'm not going like that and pushing it. I'm only just moving it across and shaving it. So there's no reason for me to slip because I'm not putting any pressure behind it. But don't do like I do, kids, because I'm a professional idiot. I'm a card-carrying idiot. Right, I think that's going to do for that. Oh, Dave's in. Butcher That Model's in. Dave at Butcher That Model. Hello, Dad. Hello, Dave. Dave started YouTubing. You may know him from such movies as Dave Wise the Rum Gone Barker. Has now finally got round to putting some stuff up on YouTube's. So go and look at Butcher That Model. Make sure to subscribe to his newbie channel. that going to be seen by anything, or is that going to be completely covered up? That is going to be completely covered up. Excellent. Don't need to worry about the nub. Seam line on there, though. Jordan Nash, could you email me the logo that you use? I'd like to use it in some 3D printing stuff. Yeah, I suppose I could do. I have to be very careful because it is a copyrighted symbol. As long as it's not being sold for profit or anything like that, then yes, I can. Drop me a... Don't drop me an email. Are you on Facebook? I think you're on Facebook. Can you drop me a message on Facebook to Model Making Guru? No, actually, don't do that. No, do drop me an email, because if I can't send it to you on Facebook. Yeah, drop me another email, but just make the title of it really obvious, so I don't just think it's another sticker email. And I can send a copy of it to you. But as long as it's not being used for any commercial gain, like if I see it on something, you know, that's being sold, I'd get medieval on your ass. I don't think that's what you're going to be doing. But I have to say that out loud. Obviously, obvs. I assume you mean the gas mask with the knives logo. From the sound of the plastic, it's fairly hard plastic, not soft stuff. Actually, it's kind of it's a bit like Airfix plastic, but not quite as soft. It's not hard and crisp like Tamiya polystyrene. It's not brittle. It's kind of sculptable almost. It is. That's why this thing works so well on it. It's soft enough that you can just gently scrape away mould lines. So it's not hard and crispy like a Bandai kit. It's not soft and squishy like an Airfix kit. It's just kind of... It's hard to explain. Best way to find out is just to buy one. Just go and buy one. Go on, you know you want to. You know you want to. Right, so that's that bit done. Problem with GW in general modelling, their price will be crazy high on a par with Dragon. I don't know though, because if they're not doing them for tabletop gaming, the only reason these are so expensive is because of the role they play in game. So without that, they might not be that expensive. Maybe, I don't know. Right, this needs to go in somewhere. This needs to go in. This needs. Was ist los? That needs to go in there. And there. Oh, I see. It goes in there like there to see. Oh, I see. I get you now. I am now understanding of the facts. Thank you very much. So that goes in there. And then that goes on top like there to see. I wish I had Games Workshop's 3D printer. Yeah. So that should fit together like that, with this bit in here. Excellent. A little bit of wiggle there. That's fine. Don't need to worry about that. Now I could magnetise these weapons so I can swap them out, but I'm not going to bother. Because again, I'm going to have at least 3 of them. And each of them will have different weapons. So the bog standard Zaku will have crappy weapons like this heat cannon thing. I don't know if it's really a crappy weapon or not. And then the other ones will have other weapons that vary. So my theory being that if I play all 3 at the same time, I'll have a good variation of weapons. But like I said before, in reality, I'll probably never get around to playing the game anyway. I'm not in a position where I know anybody who happens to play. The only place I could ever play these is at my local GW store. And that's not brilliant, really, when you think about it. Just to go there like that. Oh, no, can't do that yet. Woo, there we go, nearly. Skipping ahead, not reading instructions. Stupid boy. Nearly got carried away then. Leave that to dry for a minute. I need to sub-assemble the plate of platings, which is this big bad boy here. Big bad boy. Do 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 do. Get out. I've missed one somewhere. There, at the top. There we go. 2 12s, which are little tiny, equal tiny bits, these little tiny things here. And for those, I shall use the God hands because they're only tiny. And I'd never get my Games Workshop nippers in there anyway. Little tiny towing hooks, or eyes. Let's have a look. See what the chat is doing in a moment. I can use them there as well. Like I said, I don't want to use these too much on the kit itself because these nubs are massive, but they do come in handy in some places where the Games Workshop nippers are just far too damn big. So that can go there. I will come back to chat in a moment, folks. Doodle 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 doo. That's the wrong one. That can be sanded down there like that. Like I said in previous episodes, I am using the metal files here. Well, I've started using metal files on Games Workshop kits. In answer to the question about the plastic earlier, it's kind of the perfect plastic for using files. Whereas other plastics can be a bit unforgiving if you use a file. It's soft enough that you can use a file without making too many big massive rasp marks. Rasp. I'm going to move those over there before I lose them. Okay, that gouged a bit, but never mind. I'm not too fussed if I make any gouges on this particular build because this is going to be a Zaku, so it's going to be a bit... I'll probably do some battle damage on it once it's assembled before it gets painted. I might do some little bits of battle damage and stuff on it because it is going to be rusted and battered. It's a Zaku at the end of the day. It's the cheapest of cheap mobile suits. Mass-produced nonsense. The Russian tank of the Gunpla world. So... yes, it will be a bit worse for wear. Let's say that. So that's there. Just gently. Oops, there you go. I've done some battle damage by accident. Excellent. Well, if it wasn't going to have battle damage before, it will now. I will come back to the chat in a moment. I'll keep the chat there because I think that's where I was about up to. Yeah, if you need to ask any questions, as always, don't forget, if you're in the chat, make sure you put them in big fat capital letters so I can see them. Or even better, do a super chat so I see it in a big coloured box. Oh, don't forget as well, if you do a super chat, I also get an audio notification because it goes ding, and I know you've done a super chat then. And it also takes my health down a little bit. Gets me closer to being defeated as the stream boss. If you're watching this but you're not seeing the live chat, if you're not on YouTube or anywhere where you can see the live chat, then just click on the little YouTube icon in the bottom right hand of the player. That will take you to the stream on YouTube where you can see the live chat. And you should join the live chat because there's 2 reasons to watch this stream. One is because I'm awesome. I'm only joking. One is because, well, there's only one reason to watch this stream really, and it's purely because to hang out with awesome people in chat. Because everybody who is in chat is just an awesome person. Because my followers, and I've said this before, my followers are just the best goddamn followers there are in the world. They look after me right proper. And I owe them everything. Because without my followers, this channel would just be nothing. It'd just be some weird middle-aged bloke waffling on to nobody. My followers make this channel what it is. And so I am always incredibly grateful to my followers. Tiny parts, we're filing all the nubs off. No, tiny part, don't flip across the desk. I know you will, because that's the way these things go. But you know what? I'm not going to let that happen. I don't know where I was going with that. Now, I've seen people doing this kind of live stream, like building stuff, excuse me, where they just sit there and they've got music playing in the background, and they don't really talk to their audience. Excuse me. They don't talk to their audience. I was watching one the other day, and it's just this person sat there doing some buildy paint. I think they were doing Warhammer as well. They were doing buildy painting, and they weren't talking. And I'm like, why would you expect anybody to watch that? You're just sitting there quietly building things and saying nothing. Where is the interest? I need tweezers. Tweezers! And how is this interesting for me to watch? And strange enough, they didn't have many people watching. It's like, just because you're doing nothing. You need to interact with your audience, dear. Because without the audience, you are nothing. Oops, do it on camera. So I didn't get that. There's no way I could sit here just quietly assembling. Oh, I fell off. Oh, right, you little devil. I'm going to glue one of you first. I'm not making that mistake again. Foxx, can I post a couple of links to show John Ribbon the kind of comp puzzles I create? I have no problem with you doing that. It's just that you can't do that in this chat because it won't allow you to post a link. Oh, you can post it so it doesn't come up as a link. Like, take the HTTP www out and it might not pick it up as a link. It's just if it knows it's a link, it'll just block it. Because only me and mods can do links. I would say if Chris is still in the chat somewhere, you could pop it to him on Facebook and he could paste it into the chat for you. But just take anything out that makes it a link, like the http//www. It should be fine. Dave's got his boning tool out, everyone, says Mike Mountain. Oh, it's my boning tool. I've come to fix your washing machine with my boning tool. Let me show you my big tool. Right, let's do a little bit of a... Let this glue for a minute. I need this glue to flash off so I can not glue it to this. Oh, actually, then again, no I don't. Because it doesn't matter where this goes. This needs to go on there. It needs to go on there like that, you see? So this is really like the hand on the other one. So that goes on there. That goes on there. This is wibbly wobbly. Okay, I see how this works now. So I need to glue these two together. That's fine, I can do that bit now. That's no problem. It's no problem. Is that right? Is it no problem? I need to make sure I do it the right way around. Not like last time when I got the bloody arm on the wrong way around, like a spoon. That needs to be like that. That goes in there, like that, you see. There you go. So that needs to be on that way with this hose out the back. So we'll get some gluage. Get some thickety gluage going on first. Undoing this with one hand, it's not easy. Oh. Get a little bit of thickety gluage. Just a touch, there's something to kick it together. That can go on there. People sending their addresses, thank you very much. Right, get that lid on. I'm glad I'm sat down. Captain Stabberty giving knife skill tips, says Butcher that model. Yeah. That's the funny thing. I may stab myself quite a lot, but like I say, it's only really when I'm on camera that I do that. Very occasionally, if I have stabbed myself off camera, It's not because I've been cutting like a chump. It's because I've dropped the knife like a chump. It's very rare that I actually stab myself. And I've done it, and it just happens to be that once or twice I've done it, it's been on camera. Yeah. You can't really get away from it there, but that is the right way around. So that is that glue head. Bit of glue, bit of glue. I can go on there, get some clampy. Clamp it together. Oh, clamps not big enough. Oh, peg. Peg time. Broken peg time. Oh, broke my peg. Oh. Right, there we go. That's that clamped. Clamp these bits. There, you're clamped. Going nowhere. Right, so that need to leave that to glue for a moment. So get the headset off. Oh, I'll tell you, there's nothing worse than trying to wear one of these when you've got a banging head. It's not ideal. It's also very moist in there now. Ew. Right, let's have a look at the chat and see what the chat do. In terms of the boss battle game, guys, you've not done bad today. You've taken 2 bars off me. It's a start. It's a pretty good start. 2 bars down. Remember, the size of your tip or super chat affects how much damage you do. The bigger the tip or super chat, the more damage you inflict, and the closer you are to someone winning the Warhammer kit of their dreams. I need to put this somewhere that's not in the way. The Warhammer kit of their dreams. Right, where are we up to? I really had no idea where the chat was up to now. Oh, there we go. Right. Yeah, and when somebody does become the stream boss, by the way, it really is anything from Warhammer. Like I say, you might say to me, I want the whatever the what's it called now? It's not Dark Vengeance. What's the new big box set with like 60 dudes in it, and the rule books and stuff? You might say, I want that, and I'll be like, yep, it's ordered. It's on its way. So, yep, whatever you want. Right, Dave's got his boning tool out, apparently. Fox at Telford, should we all bring our gas mask and walk around sniffing with gas mask Grimshaw's gas mask song? I don't know Grimshaw's gas mask song, but it sounds particularly northern, so I think therefore yes. I think it may not. Are we talking about me in the chat now? If he notices, I can show. Oh, right, you're talking about posting that link. Let's have a look. I returned with a big cider glass of Dr. Pepper. Oh, I love Dr. Pepper. I didn't love it until about 4 years ago, and then I had some. I was like, that's the best thing, everything. John Redmond, also playing 40k with mates. Fantastic good fun playing 40k at local GW. I was not a fan. Yeah, that's a problem for me. I don't know anyone that plays. Local, if like some of my local friends played, it'd be great, but I don't. So, too many neckbeards at the start again. Too many neckbeards at the local GW store, says Sean Lloyd. I'm actually very lucky, and I've said this to the manager at my local Games Workshop store. I'm actually very lucky that all the people that go into my local Games Workshop, my local Warhammer store, are actually normals. I've said to him, it's amazing this store because you don't get neckbeards. And he said, I know, I've noticed this. It's like there's no neckbeards come in. It's actually really great. That's what I miss more than the game, the hobby. Why and I do Gunpla. But a good Games Workshop kit every now and again, says John Redmond. Dave, Butcher That Model, says, way back in the 90s, I used to run a painting class for the kids in my local Games Workshop store every Thursday. My eyes are old and knackered now. Yeah, nobody knows that about Dave. Dave was Rungun Barker. He used to do painting classes. Pineapple, says Ghost Lyle. Of course. Pineapple. Always pineapple. He'll notice. Hee hee. Tweezers are right next to the question, says John. I think they were commenting on the fact that I hadn't noticed the question asking about posting a link for something. I find it annoying when they have a really bad camera, says InterZone88, talking about yeah, streams where they don't seem to actually care that people might want to watch it. Some people have interesting channels, but their voice isn't right. Jar Jar Fox, still can't get that image out of my head. Oh, yeah. Go and watch Smooth's live stream, Saturday night live stream from last night. Ugh. I don't know. Boning tool, says Scott. In this heat, Chris is asleep in the chair, says Dave. The Zakko I bought last week is slowly come along. Inner frame is done, and the armour on the head, chest, and right arms are done, says Chris the Pyro. Good. Tell you what, Joanna, why don't you send me an email with the link in, and I'll see if I can put it in chat for you, because you guys can't post links, but I can. Oh, it moved. Oh, I hate when it does that. Oh. Right, frustration. It's because I've got sweaty fingers. Sean Lloyd's kind of excited about the Sisters of Battle plastics coming out next year. Hopefully it includes their armoured vehicle variants. Probably. What they'll probably do is just do a few rhinos with a different decal set. You know what they'll do. A little bit of different plastic in there. I'll send it to Fox, see if he can. Moist, says Palmer Zero. Don't know why, but I like the word. I've sent the info to you. You could post it for me. Okay, let me have a look. Have you emailed it to me? See if I can do this without breaking my entire computer. Gmail. I'm having a look now. One moment, please, folks. These are the links for John. Right. Apparently this is... Where's the chat gone? This is the puzzle. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And this is the answer. There you go. Ask and ye shall receive. Yes. There you go. Fox will get there soon where I sent the info. There you go. I want to get one of the penitent engines from the Sister of Battle. Oh yeah. It all used to be ponytails when I was a lad, says Tony Blackwell. When I was younger, mid-90s, I had a ponytail down to my butt. That's how long my ponytail... I used to have long hair down to my butt in a ponytail and a skunk stripe right down the middle of my hair. So if I had my hair parted down the middle, it would be on either side of my face. Do. Right, so I have no idea what those links were, but I'm trusting Joanna that they're not prawns or anything dodgy or dubious. However, if men in black suits turn up and start asking me questions and things, yeah, I might start worrying. I'm sure they're fine. I wonder if you can take the email address off now, can't I? Hang on. Where's it gone? There you go. Get rid of that now. Oakley dokley. Let's see, where are we up to? What time is it? 5:30. Not bad. Okay, so this is now glued. I need to add the other bits. Applause, says John Redmond. It's glorious. Holy Jesus, what the it's a nasty puzzle. What are you supposed to do, Joanna? See, nobody's watching now. They're all doing this puzzle. Oh, it's a bad move. I shouldn't have done that. Oh. I was expelled from school for having a 9-inch no hawk in 3 colours, says Butcher the model. Says Dave. Yeah, that was a bit different. We know what you meant, Dave. Spelt it almost right the first time and then almost right the second time. Bless. Right, so let's get this, what's it called? Thermal cannon. Quick, activate the thermal cannon. Oh, hello, knocking the camera. My apologies. Oh, are we back? There we go. Whoa. I was putting my clips away. Earthquake. So we have the thermal cannon. My brain is... I'm going to have to look at this puzzle in a minute later on after the stream, aren't I? Because I can't check it now while I'm doing the stream. God damn it. It's just not fair. Oh, I need to make 2 more things. I need to make the device of burnage, not the place burnage. Yeah, so everybody's talking about this puzzle now, and I can't go and check it. Oh, damn it! I'm always last to the party. Oh, clink. That's that bit. Do I need to assemble anything else for 15? I need 15. 15. 15. Ooh, look at all the little bits of tubes and pipes on that. It's brilliant. I know you can't see it, but it looks brilliant. I also don't understand people that do live streams and they have music playing in the background for 2 reasons. One, they'll get their ass video pulled for copyright for the start. Like they have the stereo playing in the background. And it's like, the person watching may not necessarily share your taste in music. So why would I watch someone stream? I've seen streams where I really want to watch the stream, but they've got like death metal or something playing in the background, and it's like, I have no interest in that, and it's just annoying and it's distracting and I can't hear what you're saying because you've got loud pointless music playing. Goodbye. Never understood that. My philosophy is, if I'm doing a live stream and I want people to actually watch it, then I have to make them feel like I actually give a shit about them. Like when you're watching me, I know my attention is focused on what I'm doing now, but I'm also very keen to, you know, interact with you in chat, because the entire reason you do a live stream is to have people watch the live stream and interact with them. See, I love doing these live streams because it's the only chance I get to interact with you guys. It's all very well like making videos and having comments on YouTube and stuff, but there's nothing better than actually, you know, interacting with your followers, people who like your stuff. I was going to say face to face, but it's not face to face, is it? I mean, face to face would be great, but so, you know, it's super important to me that I pay attention to you guys, because you're entirely the reason I do this. So people that just kind of don't communicate with the people watching, or show disrespect by having whatever crappy music on in the background, which is clearly a big 2 fingers up to people that don't like that particular kind of music. So why would you do that? Okay, I need to glue this puppy together. That goes there. Rule 1 of having an audience is respect your audience and love them to bits. Even if they make photoshops of you with Jar Jar Binks' face, I still love them. I still love my audience. Even when they do that. Even when they do that. Dave. Colin. Even. I said Dave for, it wasn't Dave's fault. It wasn't even there. Now I left a nub on there, but that's because I'll sand that later once this is all set. I don't want to do too much sanding on these separate parts because I might not be able to get them lined up, and it might end up with some unevenness. So that's that bit. Get some glue in there. Now these aren't drilled out barrels, but I'll just paint inside black, so it doesn't really matter. I could drill them out, but they're quite big and it'd probably be a ball ache. Squeezing. Squeezy time. So we'll get more clampy going on. Not that clampy, it's got no bits on it. Clamptacular! That's going to ping off. I know it's going to ping off. It's going to ping off and break something. There, we are clamped now. Clamping complete. There we go, that's that clamped. I think sometimes followers can get overwhelming or dickish, and that can taint a person's perception of them, says Weebadoodles. I've always said I've been very, very lucky in that, like, you know, in all the years I've been doing this, I've had maybe 1 or 2 people be complete tools. And I've had to, like, gently throw them out of the window while the car's moving at 70 miles an hour. But other than that, and toxic comments, I've had maybe 2 or 3 in the entire time I've done it. Save for 1 or 2 who have been quietly muted and blocked from everything, I've never had problems. You guys are all just goddamn awesome. You're all just goddamn awesome. Now, I don't need to worry about gluing this on because this is never going to be any other kind of weapon. I'm not going to customise it to anything else, so I can just glue this puppy straight on there. That's fine. Again, I'm not going to be swapping weapons out and stuff, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not making this as a display model, so it's fine. Round of applause for Foxx being a champ. I'm not a champ. You're right, Foxx is the best, says Lee. Thank you very much. You're the best. No, you're the best. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Dee-dee-dee-dee. Bit of glue in the gap and we squish it down. Yes, happy times. Innocent prawn, mate. Bigger boys did it and ran away, says Butcher that model. Yes, I don't know why I was like, described some crime and then instantly mentioned your name without thinking. I don't quite know why. You're probably involved somehow. Foxx is my mentor, says Gerwin. Wow, I'm denying everything. I take no responsibility for anything like that. We happen to be a good community that supports one another, unlike a lot of other communities, says Ryzen. Absolutely right you are. You guys look after each other. That's one of the things that makes running the boom hut so beautifully simple, is that A, 95% of you are absolutely awesome, or 99% of you are absolutely awesome. And nobody ever causes any trouble, save for occasionally. And B, if something did go down, I know that either you guys would sort that shit out yourselves, or you'd alert me, you'd report a post. And we have had posts reported. And, you know, sometimes it's like, yeah, that needs to be done, but sometimes it's like, yeah, it's all right. But, you know, we can trust you guys that you'll either deal with it or alert the mods and admins to it. Nah, Strayan, mate, says John Redmond. G'day. Lol, I'm on the Pegon. So the tiny letters are hard to hit, so I know the feels. Oh, I think it means phone. Yeah, exactly. What was it somebody said before about when you point out a spelling mistake and then make a spelling mistake? It's a great channel. Just sit back, watch things being built, listen to a great presenter and chat with the entire group, knowing that you're not going to get any issues. Wait, which channel's this? Do you want me to put a link in so other people can watch it? I don't know. The thermo cannon looks like a giant camcorder. It does, doesn't it? It looks like a giant camera, like a 1990s like Sony camcorder. Somewhere it should be filming children falling off a trampoline or something, or at a family wedding where the kid slides across the dance floor on his knees. Murphy's Law, says Tony Blackwell. Yep, that's the one. Typos galore. Now we are talking about English, says Joanna Hammond. Yes, and there's no apostrophe in typos. Just going to point that out. Sorry, I can't resist. I'm an apostrophe Nazi. I have to admit it openly. When I see a badly used apostrophe, it makes my blood go. There's a shop near us, and there's some shops near us, and they have names, but they've got apostrophes in them when they don't need them. Just drives me nuts. We've also got we had a garage nearby where they'd obviously paid a sign writer a lot of money to do this big sign, and it said mobile number and then the mobile number, but it actually said mobily number because the sign writer got the letters the wrong way around and nobody noticed. I don't know how you get away with that. Foxx needs to turn word wrap on his iPad. It's not Notepad. It's just, this is the chat. This is the live chat popped out, so it doesn't do that. I mean, it does fit, but then it's too small for me to easily see. When I can put my helmet on, can't I see it then? Typo is a contraction of typographic, though. Yes, but typos is a plural, but it's not possessive. Typos means typos something, like you'd say. If you put an apostrophe in typo, it means it's something belonging to the typo. Like you might say the typo's origin, in which case that would have an apostrophe because it's possessive, the origin of the typo. But if it's just typos plural, it's got no apostrophe. Hand cramp from painting my 100th space dude, says Nim. Yeah. What gets me is the missing apostrophe after a plural ownership. Hee hee, says Joanna. Mobley, says John Redmond. What really gets me is the misuse of correct or proper. Yeah. I can't say it. Apostrophocalypse, says Jordan Nash. Right, so that is there. That is gluing and setting. We need to prepare the parts. We have simply just basically 3 more parts to apply, and then I think we're done with the build. I think that's it then. I think we've got to glue the torso to the legs. So what do I need? I need 6, 5 and 16. 6. I can hope they're all on here. 6. 14. I've got 14. And then I've took, oh, there we go, 5, 6, there we go, 5. These actually look like, if you built the perfect grade Zaku, which I haven't finished yet, these look like parts off that, actually. Look, some of the pistons off that. It's quite cool. Get that bit off there. I've nearly finished my big coffee. I've just realised. I normally get about halfway through it. But because it's so warm, I'm drinking lots, and coffee is not the best thing to... Oh, I need to put that as one, don't I? I need to cut that out and apply that, so that's number 9. Get off. Right, what was it? 16 I need. Yeah, it's 16 there. Are we doing on the old health bar? Where's the thing? Where is it? I don't know where I put. There we go. Oh, 2 bars down. Still got a lot of mileage to cover there, folks. Keep chipping away. My health will go down. Slowly but slowly. Yeah. Oh, there is one other thing I meant to mention as well. It does a bit of a calculation. When you get me down to 0 in the boss battle, you can be tactical about it if you want. Because when you get me down to 0, if I had, say, 100 HP left, and the final tip or super chat was exactly 100 HP's worth of tip, because what it does is it looks at how much you've paid and says, right, well, it's so many HP per pound. So if you donate £1, that's so many HP. But if you do £2, it's twice that. £3, it's 3 times that. If I say got a certain number of HP left, and you do your tip is exactly that number of HP, then the new stream boss will have exactly the same health, 100,000. However, let's say I've got 1,000 health left, and your payment, your tip or your super chat, comes out as 2,000 HP. You've overkilled me. You've committed overkill. You've done more damage than it was needed to kill me. So what it does is it looks at how much overkill has been done, doubles it, and adds that to the HP of the new stream boss. So you could get a bit tactical. If you looks like you're going to be the stream boss, you could do a bigger hit to get more HP to last longer. I think it's going to be interesting when we get towards the end and it's not much HP left and people are like clamouring, because that's when you realise any one of you could put a thing through, and that's when you could be in for the big win. Of course, right now you've got all the HP there and it's like, well, it's ages yet. But that's it. It's kind of a community thing. Although, if you do something now, you won't get anything back for it. You won't get, you know, you aren't going to win the prize necessarily. Although, if somebody put a big tip through or a big super chat, it could take the health down quite a lot. Remember, it's based on how much you actually put through. So you theoretically could take my health down in 1 or 2 goes, but it wouldn't, you know, wouldn't be cheap. So I wouldn't recommend it. Oh, that's going to be hard to get off. Oh, you little bugger! Right in the middle. That's not handy. No, this is where I could stab myself. When I stab myself, it's normally when I'm getting rid of a nub rather than cleaning up a little area. Dee, 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 dee. So it would only theoretically take, you know, not a massive number of quite large tips and stuff to get my health down quite a lot. But that's the tactics. So all it's like, think of it like when you
Pika pika.
Oh, hello. Lee Gallop, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Lee. Very kind of you. I guess that's translated from dollars again. It was like £6.66. Was it? Yeah, imagine it's like when you're on what is I'm thinking of? It's like when you're bidding on something and it's got like a finite limit and you don't know what other people are bidding, and it's, you don't want to start when you're sitting sniping on something on eBay, you don't want to go in too early, but if everybody thought that way, nobody'd get to the end. So it's a kind of a community thing. It'll take all of you to get there, but then one of you to win. And I'm going to do it forever, so everybody will have the same chance to be the stream boss. Except me. I can't win. Oh. And hopefully it'll raise enough that when it comes to getting the stream boss prize, of course, you will be able to choose pretty much anything you want without worry about thinking, oh, I can't ask for that, that's too expensive. No, it's fine. I've figured it out in such a way that all the tips and super chats should pretty much allow you to choose anything from the games, from the Warhammer lineup. It can be Age of Sigmar or 40k, doesn't matter, whatever you fancy. It's entirely up to you. Dee 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 dee. Little tiny seam lines on this piston, but I don't want to obscure the detail that is there, that's meant to be there. So they get a shield, says Joanna. Or you have to find a way to make us a shield instead of HP. Yeah, basically, if that's the overkill, it's whatever they over... I was going to say, it's not really overpaying, but... Yeah, if I've got 1,000 health left and you put a payment through that's like 3,000 damage, you'll have them basically in... think of it more like an overshield in Halo, permanent overshield. You'll have... It'll start you with double that overpayment extra HP, so... If you like go through and you've done 3,000 damage but only have 1,000 health, that's 2,000 excess, so it'll double that to 4,000. You'll start with 100,000, 104,000 HP. But again, it depends on the size of your donation. Oh, that was I didn't want to cut that off. That was a little nut. I don't want to, never mind. I just trimmed when I should have zigged when I should have zagged. Oh well, never mind. Oh, because it's mathy, says Joanna. Thank you very much. £3.14. I like that. I like these random numbers. This is like £1.72, £12.35. And the beauty of it as well is, the other thing of course is as well, keep in mind that all these tips and donations and stuff, it's unlikely that everything it went up to get the person, you know, to kill the stream boss will get spent on the prize. So there probably will be stuff left over, and that's the money I can then use to buy stuff to do normal giveaways with. So even if you don't win, if you don't become the stream boss, don't worry, you'll still get some benefit, because then I'll have more than enough money to buy other things as well to give away. So let's see where it goes. But like I say, it might take months. It's just a bit of fun. It's just a bit of fun. It's a way for... Oops, it's a way for me to not cut that off very well. It's two birds with one stone. It's a way for me to, you know, for you to help support this channel. Because doing all this does cost money, and I've got bills to pay and stuff. So it's a fun way, rather than me just ask for money, which is never kind of pleasant. You get to help keep this channel going, and I get to give things back to you guys. Awesome stuff. And I'm saying here it's a Warhammer kit, like, you know, Forge or Warhammer or Sigmar. If there is something else that you quite fancy that's not Warhammer, I'm sure we can have a conversation about it. I just, you know, it's a Warhammer stream, but I'll do this on any other live stream. So when I do the Strike Rouge or Tori, I'll do the denubbing as a live stream like I always do, and it'll carry on in there because I'll just use the same template, so it'll carry on there. Yeah, when it comes to giving the prize away, it doesn't have to be a Warhammer kit, I suppose, but we can have that conversation. The winner and I can have that conversation and see what happens. You never know. Right, I think those bits are ready. Let's have a quick last look at the... In fact, no, I'll glue these together first. Oh, sniffle. I need to blow my nose again. No, I don't. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Oh, I don't know. Do I need to... Oh, I don't know. Hang on. Oh. Right. Oh, something else I've learnt as well with the massive beard. It's awesome when it whistles in the wind. That's kind of funny. It's not awesome when it's hot and sweaty because it kind of collects sweat. So, yeah. If you plan on having an enormous beard, do think of the pros and the cons, because there are a number. Oh, that's a bit rough. A bit rough and ready around there. That's a bit rubbish. Mein Gott, that was terrible. Right, you can be sanded down. And then we'll get this glued together. We'll have a look at the chat. And I think we'll wrap up then. So let's see what we need to do. We need to do the thing. Ooh, what do we need to do? We need to glue things onto other things. Yes. I'm good at that. I can do that. So this is where we need the großen Schildengefahrten. Now that needs to go on there, like that. Apparently not the other way, like that, you idiot. That goes on there like that, you see. And then this goes on here like this. Cool, that was awesome. Yes, I'm enjoying this. This is getting big styly now. This, so that needs to go on there. It's not the best of fits, but it goes. Kind of locks in place, kind of. Tell you what's been stuck in my head for the last few weeks. For once, not Oh Canada. Some of the music from Elite Dangerous. The music that plays when you're going through Super Cruise. There's 5 pieces. I've got the soundtrack. I think Paul or Chris sent me the actual soundtrack. And they're beautiful. They're just perfect for the thing you do in the game. And the title music, it's just great. I love it. And it's really stuck in my head. And everything, and all that and everything. Right, this needs to go on here, like this. Now, I haven't taken the seam lines off yet, but that's fine. I can do all that once 'tis all glued together. We want to be together. So that goes on there. Oh, that is one thing I meant to ask, actually, by the way. And I'm jumping around here like a mad bastard, but that's one thing I meant to ask is, we've been doing this for a few weeks now, and I'm having a thorough blast doing it. I'm having a real great time doing this. But I want your feedback. I want to know, how am I doing? How do you find these streams? Are they fun? Do you enjoy them? Is there something I can do differently? Is there something I need to do better? Is there something that just doesn't work for you that I need to have a look at? Tell me how I'm doing. Because I want these to be fun and I want you guys to enjoy. I want you guys to be able to come along every Sunday and just have a good old time. Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon cartoons. And it is important to me. Like I said before, I'm not one of these streamers that doesn't pay attention to their followers. Actually, it's very important to me. So I want to know how I'm doing. If there's anything I can do differently that I can do to improve these, or if you think they're fine as they are, if you think that's not going to fit properly. How does this go on? I don't know how it works. No. Oh, it goes on like that. Okay, brilliant. There you go. Lovely. Just general feedback. If you think I'm doing absolutely fine and these are great and you're having a great time and nothing you want to change, then let me know. Brilliant. But if there's anything I need to look at, you know, do they need to be longer, shorter? Do I need to, I don't know, not talk quite as fast? That's a bit of a tough one, because I do talk quite fast when I get excited and I'm really happy. Oh, it's upside down, you spoon. Oh, didn't know there was a Mechanicus thing on the back. There we go. I love it when they give you a piece that has a right way up and a wrong way up and nothing to actually indicate which one it is. It's got a little Sector Mechanicus thing on the back, but you would, unless you look, you wouldn't know. Yeah, so just let me know. Let me know how I'm doing. If you don't want to do it in the chat, that's fine, understandable. Just drop me an email. You all know the email address by now. Right, so I think I've got a couple of pistons to add. Pistons, add the piston, add the piston, add the piston. Right, that's throwback. That needs to go on there and there. So that goes on there like that. Is it that way? That goes on there. That goes on there. Oh, I see. That's cool. Cool! Except you've got to glue it anyway, so it doesn't actually make any difference. Okay, that's weird. You can pose it, but it's kind of limited. I'd love to have the arm like that sticking out the side, but have that turned that way, so it could be like doing his hand sideways, like he's like waving his gat at you. I'm going to break your face. Okay, so I might leave off those pistons for now because I need to get the seam line sorted out in there, and I can't do that once they're on. And also I might have to think about the actual posing, because these pistons, they go into here and they have a slidey bit here. There's a tab there and a slidey bit there, so you can vary where they are. You can adjust them and have them stretched or unstretched, but they have to be glued in place. They're not movable, so once this is on, it's kind of glued in place. So I shall leave those off for now. But that concludes the thermal lance thing, lance thermal. Oh no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Wait. Wait for it, you horrible little man. Thermal cannon. I need to put in this tube, which goes rather brilliantly into a place. Oh, I see. There we go. That goes on like. Okay, that makes perfect sense. I like that. This hose. That goes on there. That goes on there. Yes. Outstanding, Marine. Triggers down, man. Go, go, go. If you played Halo, you'll recognise that. Hose, tube. That's the tube. That's the thermal cannon done. So, Just need to let that dry properly before I can manhandle it. I'm going to get it into the right pose like I did with the hand. Get it into a good pose, whatever I decide, and then kind of glue it all in place. I'll see what the other arm looks like, because I might have him like waving, holding them out like that. So he's going, "Come at me, bro." Come at me, bro. Imperial Knight, come at me, bro. Have it a large. Come on then. Thinking hard enough. Come on then. Right, maybe this hand is kind of going, "Come on, try it then. Come on then. If you're thinking hard enough." Nope. So now we need to get this. What I'm going to do is attach this bit to here. I'll move the camera up so you can see that. There. So the last step to do is attach this to here. There are other bits of armour I've got to get ready for painting and stuff, but I'll do that off camera. Now I don't want this to be wibbly wobbly, and I'm going to glue it in place, but you'll see here there's a nobule on the end there. It's a bit dark, I do apologise for the darkness. A bit of a nobule there, and there's a hole in here, you see? Goes in there. But I want to stop it wibbling and wobbling around, so what I can actually do is get it where I want it, sort of, and then I can reinforce it. So this is going to be epic. If I can get it to work. So I'll have that there, and then this one will somehow be posed in such a way that it's awesome. He's going, "What? What am I doing? What? What's your problem? Come at me, bro. What?" I don't know. It's a shame it can't go higher up than that. I could this is where you could magnetize it and it would stay in place better. It's going, "Yeah, come at me, bro." But they kind of naturally go to that sort of angle. I could glue the arms in place, but I mean, if that drops down, it only drops down to there. But if I want to transport this, I want to be able to take the arms off. So I need to come up with a configuration for that arm. So he's kind of maybe holding it out like that. What? That would be rad. That would be just absolutely rad. He's going, "What? You got a problem? What? I put 20p on the table. It's my game of pool next." I don't think so, mate. Don't think so. So that's where we want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do two things. First of all, because I want him to tilt with the weight of the weapons, so I'm going to slather this with uber stickiness. Uber sticky times. I'm going to put it all around the inside there on this bit. We're going to attach. I'm going to let the weight of the arms, oops, not the camera. The weight of the arms will not the camera. I'm going to leave that for a little bit to set. But what I will actually do, I'll put some more on. Can I get some in there? No, the brush isn't long enough. I'm going to leave that to set for a bit. I'm going to move the camera again. Going to leave that to set for a little bit, so he's facing the right way. Then once it's set, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a load of little bits of plastic, like spare bits of sprue and things like that, and I'm going to dump them inside there, inside the bit, because you've got the top of the get my words out, the little bulb thing on the top of the hips, and you've got the recess that it goes into on the bottom of the torso. They go together like that with the little nobule in the middle. What I'll do is I'll just dump a load of bits of polystyrene over the top and slather it in extra thin, so all those bits of polystyrene will weld to it and it will just lock it in place and it won't go anywhere, because that's fine, but it can still easily technically be snapped. So I just wanted to make sure these weapons were on to give it the right weight, so it was gonna sit at the right angle. But I'm really proud. He's like, "What? What have I done now? What? I ain't done nothing. I ain't done nothing. What? Come on, bro. Come at me, bro. Hey, what?" Looks a bit weird, I know. But he's like, "What? What are you gonna do?" I've not got the head on there, but you see if I put the carapace on. I haven't cut the shoulders out yet. So he's starting to come together as Imperial Knight. So yeah, now it's coming together. The first time I ever saw one of these on video, I thought it was massive. When I actually saw one in real life, I was like, "Oh, actually that's quite small, isn't it? Not that big." But now I've actually built one, They're quite nice and chunky and big. I do like it. Get the shoulder pads on there, the pauldrons. That'll look absolutely mint. And we can have his autocannon, his Icarus autocannon. I don't know if he'll have the Icarus autocannon. He might not, because he's only a grunt. He's only a Zaku, so he might not have it. But I'm quite pleased with that. He's like, a what? Come at me, bro. I like that. I'm dead proud of that. It looks really dumb, which is perfect for me because I'm dumb. Right, so anyway, what I shall do is I'll have a last quick whiz through the chat. Get my headset off because I don't need that now. Have a last quick whiz through the chat, and then we'll call it quits. And what we'll do next week, because all I've got now to do is take rid of some of the seam lines on his thermal boomstick, and get the other bits of armour cut off. So there's not really much for me to do there on stream. So what I'll do next week, I have some Primaris Marines to build, some Intercessors, so I'll get them done. And then once they're done, I think we could probably start on some painting. So let's have a look at the chat. Where are we up to? I asked you for your opinion, didn't I, on what you thought of the stream. That's really a bad thing now. Let's have a look. Right, I've got to catch up. John Redman says, solid, g'day, crikey. G'day. The question is, do we really need... I can't do an Australian accent when I want to do one. G'day. I can't do Australian. The question is, do we really need commas? Oh yeah, says Joanna Hammond. You've tried to read... I can't... in my head, I like to think I can do an Australian accent. In reality, I just can't. Have you tried to read a run-on sentence aloud, says Joanna Hammond. I still don't get the Oxford comma, says Chris from Gross Models. No, neither do I. Just remembered, as I've been seat so much this week, I haven't caught up with the latest Build a Divers episodes. Yay, something to watch now. No, actually, I've got about 4 episodes in, but I haven't watched past that. I got past the episode where the wolf dude appears, and I'm like, yes, this one's got anthropomorphic animals in it, because that's the kind of stuff I used to draw. Yes, so I'm liking that. I haven't got past that bit yet. Commas can save lives, says Tony Blackwell. Let's eat kitty, or let's eat kitty. Ramoni ite domum, now 100 times, and don't do it again, says Dave. Such as list, Blue Mountain range is not the same as Blue Mountain range. In the blue rich mountains of Virginia, on the trail. Also capital letters, says Chris. C, helping my Uncle Jack off a horse. Yes, that could go horribly wrong. One thing I don't understand, right, and this is... None of you do this, but it makes me mad when I see it. People that type things, they put text on, like on Facebook or anywhere, but whenever they write stuff, every word is capitalised. I mean, not the whole thing, but the first letter is capital. So they could say, hi, my name is Dave, how are you? But every word will have a capital first letter. And it's like... First of all, I don't know how you don't know that's not what you do. But second of all, it's extra work. Capitalising the first letter of every word. I don't understand that at all. I really don't get that at all. You have to find a way to make that as a shield instead of HP. Sadly, I have no control over the boss battle thing. It just... Yeah. It's just a plug-in. £6.66. Is Satan a model maker now? Yeah, well, I'm no good at banjo, so I can't do that bit. It moved. It moved. I do need my visor back now to actually read that chat. Ugh, let me just... Why don't I just move the chat nearer? There's an idea. Hang on. Seeing as I'm not doing the buildy now. Oh! Oh, it went wrong. Oh! Oh, broke the internet. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Seeing as I'm not actually doing the buildy now, because we're just about done, let's get close up and read the chat properly. But I've missed a lot of it. It scrolled and it went. Duh. Oh God, where's it gone? There we go. Right, somebody but Chris talking about his uncle jacking off a horse. That's not a micro penis. Oh no, spoopy donation. Oh, John Redmond, you get 100 points just for saying spoopy. In fact, because you said spoopy, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to voluntarily, I don't know if this will work, I'm going to voluntarily give myself a points drop. Let's see if this might not work. I might actually give myself health, and I hope I don't, but it might work. Let me try it. Oh, I gave myself 10 points by accident. That didn't work. Let me try a super chat instead. Hang on. That might not work either. There's one that I can do that will actually take points off. No, I don't want to risk it. I only added 10 points. I'm not going to risk it. There is one. I was going to, because you said spoopy, and I love that word, I was going to treat you all to taking some points off my health. But I gave myself 10 by accident. Oh, arse. That didn't work. Oh well, never mind. It was the idea that counted. It was the thought that counted. I'll adjust my health later and take 10 points back off again. I can do that. Where are we? I've lost where we are now. I used to like the Skeleton Warriors Games Workshop did. They still do Skeleton Dudes. Oh, so all the money is going back into prizes, etc. That's great. Yep. It's kind of worked out so that although I might get a little bit left over at the end, probably not much. Ideally, I'd do it to like give myself an income, but I probably won't get that much out of it. So pretty much, depending on what the winner chooses, that might take most of it anyway, and whatever's left can be put to the side to get other prizes for other giveaways. It's just a good way for me to make sure I've got a constant supply of stuff to give away, basically. Oh good, I'm not a fan of Warhammer, says Lee Gallup. Yeah, I mean, I say Warhammer, but if you're after something else, it doesn't really matter. Glue reaction sniffles, says Joanna. No, it's because the lights are on and it's warm and the camera's on. What headset do I use? Do you mean this thing? Which is a cheap thing off Amazon for like £5, and it's got a no brand job. If that's what you mean. Beard Pro's face stays warm because cons you eat it when trying to eat. Oh, excuse me, I got the burps. Beard. Let's start again. Beard Pro's face stays warm. Cons you eat it when trying to eat food. Cons, it stays warm in the summer. It's a pro that it stays warm in the winter. However, the downside is if you go out and it's cold. Hang on, there's something on my visor here. There's a little creature on my visor. If you go outdoors when it's cold, people don't realise, I didn't know this until it happened. If I walk to the shop saying it's really, really cold, by the time I get to the shop, my beard is really moist. Especially if it's a bit foggy, because it picks up moisture from the air. And by the time you get wherever you're going, you've got a moist beard. It's like there's so many downsides to having an actual beard. How are we doing now? They're doing alright. Fox, you have a license for that weapon of mass destruction. Personal, isn't it? I haven't posted any pictures of that, have I? See what I did there? It was a rude joke. I don't know what that was, though. Docking his elite is too quick to play the Blue Danube now, says Zadster. I don't use the auto dock. I refuse to use it until I get a ship that's big enough to be a problem, like, you know, a Jumper Conda or something. I'm not gonna. I prefer to manually land because it's more fun. 1000 like. How do you store your homemade glue? Oh, we're talking about Joanna's homemade glue. What makes this stream great is the fact that you keep on talking and are interesting. Hopefully. I can't guarantee that all the time. I may keep on talking and not be interesting. I love them, says Lee Gallup. Review, enjoyed 100% of attended streams, says John Redmond. I enjoy this stream a lot. It's very laid back, says Tony. Jerry, next week will be better as I'll be back at my bench and I can have this on my laptop while I build some kits. Yes. Aside from it being Warhammer themed, it's great, says Lee Gallup. Yeah, I mean, it's just... the thinking behind these was I'll be doing this anyway, so I may as well stream it, because I'm not going to do proper build films of the Warhammer stuff, because I just want to get it done. I've got an army to paint. I just need to get it done. I can't afford to be making episodes. So, but during the week I'll do my normal stuff. However, I will do live streams when I do things like, you know, denubbing and sanding. I've got to do that Strike Rouge or Tory Master Grade, so I'll do a live stream when I'm denubbing that. Everybody's talking about how to make your own glue. As long as it doesn't get picked up by Echelon, it thinks it's talking about bomb making, I should be fine. Because you know Echelon's everywhere. Police are watching Joanna's house as she types. They think it's a bomb factory. Oh, there you go. I've just said that. Yeah, we're just talking about how to make stuff. Wow, I need to move on from that. John Redmond, all right, guys. He's just moved. Oh, where's it gone? We hit 3 AM. I might get going now. Thank you very much for staying on for so long, John. I know you've probably gone by now. Thank you very much for staying on for so long. Do apologise to your boss if you're a bit rubbish tomorrow. Do tell him it's my fault. And he can make everything better by coming on next week. And if your boss does a massive, great big pledge or something, then it'll be better. It won't. Dave says, and I don't know what it means, don't mention what is love, I'm an ex-pongo. I don't know what any of that sentence means, Dave. I don't know what that means. Oh, and Tony Blackwell says sailor. Ex-army. Oh, ex-pongo, ex-army. I still don't know what it means. Can't wait for the painting. Interested to see the techniques, says Zadster. Yeah, when it actually comes to painting this stuff, you might not see much. I mean, I will do it. Careful. Knife safety. DJ knife safety. Can't stab myself now. Yeah, I can. When it comes to actually painting, what you probably see is my hands like this and my head like this. You probably have a lot of the top of my head. Because a lot of it is... the thing with my eyesight is I can't paint without my visor on. So I'm not going to not do live streams for it. I just don't know how I'm going to do live streams for it. Oh, coffee. Nate Bliss says, the hills are alive with the sound of, come at me, bro. That's great. I'm so proud. He's going, come on, then bring it. He's going, come on, bring it on. I like to think Matt Might has a Manchester accent. Clean up on aisle 3. Right, let's put something behind that, because I'm sick of having to actually hold it in place. I've got nothing ever. Hang on, I'll make a sacrifice. Just for you guys, I'll make a sacrifice. There you go. There you go. See, lovely. Yes, I like to think my Zaku pilot will be a Mancunian. He'll be like, hey, no, it's buzzing. Look at me. Look at me car. Look at my car. He'll be there going, Booyakasha, check out me car, innit? And it'll be this knackered Zaku. So I may have a Mancunian Imperial Knight pilot. Say that to my face. Say that to my face. 1v1. Ryzen says 1v1 me, bro. Come on, bro. 1v1 me, alright? Anyway, let's move on, says Joanna. Joanna knows her chemistry, which is why all her questions are about biology. Ryzen says, watch me accidentally blow myself up now, trying to figure out what is what by mixing random things together. Yes, anybody killed through explosions now following Joanna's guide to making your own glue. No responsibilities accepted by the providers of this programme. Zadster says he needs baggy nylon trackies for maximum. Come at me, bro. Yeah. Pair of Adidas, you know what I mean? No Reebok. Maybe I need to make a scale backwards baseball cap. Icarus autocannon equals anti-aircraft. Yeah, or anti-horde if you're playing against Tyranids. Now I don't have to miss anything because my phone is almost dead, says Ryzen. Oh, we're going to go for another hour. You watch. Fox, do not read anything I typed aloud. I'm not going to, don't worry. Yeah. The donations bar is zooming now. Have we moved? Hang on. Has it moved? Ooh, 2 bars and a bit. 2 bars and a bit. It's working down. See, a couple of episodes, you might get me down. Sorry, trying to protect Fox. We never said anything. Oh, it's moved again. Oh, I really wish it wouldn't do that. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Joanna says, sorry, trying to protect Fox. We never said anything dodgy, but you never know with YouTube. Yes, I wouldn't be reading out names of chemicals and things for exactly the same reason. I'd already thought of that, don't worry. She's now panicking and telling Chris to tell me not to read any of it out. Zadster, it's not a very spoopy time of the year, though. Yeah, you're not seeing the spoopy bus anytime. James Lorimore says, spoopy is a clever word. Gross Model says, snoopy. No, it's spoopy. You have to look up spoopy. It's the best word in the world. Someone should invent beard air conditioning. Yes, it's called a razor. I have debated whether to cut the sides off and just have it like a Van Dyke with the moustache and the beard at the front and not have the side bits. But I don't know. Gross Model says, I think he will censor himself. Sergeant Bone says, oh, Canada. Tony Blackwell says, to be honest, I'm not paying that much attention to the GW build on this stream. I'm here for the chat. That's probably a good thing, because I don't actually tend to build much. But whatever techniques I use, even if you're not into Warhammer, that's the other thing, by the way, even if you're not into Warhammer at all, it doesn't really matter. You should still watch the stream, because anything I do on these kits, I would do on any kit anyway, any build. So it doesn't really matter what the model is. It just happens to be Warhammer. I know it says Warhammer on the stream title. Yeah, okay. I'll shut up now. 2% battery life and the chat's moved. Oh. Why did it do that? What about Jinkies? Nobody says Jinkies. Not outside Scooby-Doo. Jinkies. Is he building something, says Chris. Git. I know way too much for my own good sometimes, says Joanna Hammond. That was so funny, says Goin Moores. Okay, I'm like 2% battery life, so I'm out, guys. Really enjoyed the stream. Tons of fun as always. Thank you very much for coming in, Ryzen. Always very grateful for you to turning up. Thank you very much. I find myself saying I can dig it and groovy to somebody else. I say groovy a lot. I call everybody dude. Although, actually, well, I always call people either dude or amigo, but that's actually because I'm shit with names. I can never remember people's names. So if you ever meet me in real life, and I'll paraphrase Duncan here and say, from Warhammer TV, and say, if you ever do meet me in real life, I'm actually quite disappointing, so my apologies. If you ever do meet me in real life and I call you dude or amigo, please don't be insulted. I'm openly and transparent. It does mean I have no idea what the hell your name is, even if we've been talking for 20 minutes, because I can't remember. But I don't want to make it obvious, so I'll just call you dude or amigo. But then sometimes I just call people dude anyway, so yes. I actually know someone who got into trouble with the FBI after being entrapped in a chat room after talking about guns. That was clever. I feel I'm watching Brookside with that accent. No, Brookside is Liverpool. Ah, they know Brookside's Liverpool, like, not Manchester. Manchester's nothing to do with Liverpool. Are they? No, no, no. Calm down, calm down. Every accent I do is terrible, but I'll do them anyway, because comedy. There's no Manx in Brookside. Brookside's Scouse. True, he still calls me Paul, says Chris. Yep, all the time. Lol, hello, says Faisal. Hey Faisal, you've come in right at the end, mate. Right at the end. Do. Lol, I forget people's names seconds after they tell me, says Tony. Joanna Hammond, I'll go and perform a lobotomy. That'll remove the issue. No. Weebadoodle says, the ultimate problem of the modern internet age. I remember icons, not faces. Yeah. If everybody could walk around real life with their icon hovering over their head, or their Facebook name or their YouTube tag or whatever, it'd be brilliant, because you know exactly who it was. And the funny thing is that so many of you guys have like, your actual, your handle, your YouTube handle, or whatever you see on the chat on this and the e-model stream, or your chat on the Discord or anything like that, and then your real names. And so many of you, I know your real names, I just can't bloody remember. It's like, so if you ever meet me in real life, tell me, don't need to tell me what your real name is, just tell me what your YouTube handle is, because I'll know you then. If your YouTube handle is your real name, it makes it easier for me. I remember icons but not faces, says Weebadoodles. My icon is my face, says Joanna. But I like your front brain lobes, they're just the fun bits, says Weebadoodles. Steady now. I've been called by my mother's name, my stepmother's name, and my aunt's name. It's a good job you're a girl then, isn't it? Otherwise that might be a bit awkward. But Brookside had Anna Friel, so that made up for the shit accents. Yeah, true. I remember faces not names, says James Lorimer. He wanted to buy a co-worker a Coke with the wrong name as a joke, then realised it wouldn't be a joke. Yeah. Unless, it was somebody's name was like Claire, and you got one that's a Dave on it. There you go, mate. Is that not the right name? Sorry. Right. Well, I think we're up to date on the chats. My nana goes through about 5 separate names before she gets to the... Yeah, my mum went out. If one of us did something wrong as a kid, she'd be like, Alistair, no, Ian, no, Michael, she'd go through all our names before she told someone off. Telford is going to be fun, says Dave, Butcher the model. Fox is going to walk around with 20 dudes all called Dude. Yeah. What I'll do is, I'll say amigo when I'm greeting it. Yeah, I'm alright, amigo. Or whatever. And then, when we're actually talking, I'll call you Dude. Sometimes I'll say Duder. I'd never say brew. Although, I don't know, I like brew. G'day, bro. I might start calling people brew just because it's kind of Kiwi and awesome. What's the Canada version of brew or dude? What do you say in Canada? What's the colloquialism for someone? Including dog names, says Weebadoodles. Oh, I do have one question, says Joanna. A real question. I'm hoping to go to Telford this year, says Tony. Yes, ask your question. Why are all the model shows either in the west of the UK or the north? Probably because it's where the big exhibition centres are. Telford, you've got the big Telford International Centre, which is huge. And I've been there many times, but only once for the model show. I used to go there every year for Wax Stock, the car detailing show every year, which is a week after or a week before Telford, before IPMS. But you've got the Telford one down south, sort of Midlands South. You've got the Birmingham NEC. You've got the Manchester Exhibition Centre, and probably only a few other big venue places. So for big shows, it's probably a restriction on where they can actually go. I would say. In Wales, we call people butt. Yeah, I've heard that. I was watching that thing with the Wales cops. The Welsh cops in the one on BBC in the valleys or something to do with the Valley Cops. It was called. It was really good. That I enjoyed that. But they kept calling everybody butt, and I'm like, London's too expensive. London will be expensive. None of them are close to me, says Weebadoodles. No, all the model shows. Telford's a good 2.5 hour drive for me, and that's about it. So. And I can't drive, so I either have to get a ride or ask relatives. Yeah. I mean, if it was, say, Birmingham NEC, that wouldn't be so bad, because you get trains to Birmingham NEC. Telford's kind of a bit off the beaten path for trainage. In Orkney, we call others... How do you pronounce this, Scott? It's B-E-U-Y, so I'm guessing it's Buoy. Buoy? Not boy. I guess it's like a Orcadian version of boy. Anything near Essex? Probably Telford. Telford's pretty central. Not great for motorway access though, is Telford. No, you do have to go through 8 trillion roundabouts. Ugh, if you follow my sat-nav, it takes you through every single roundabout in the Northern Hemisphere. NEC would be better really, says Chris. Yeah, true. I think Huddersfield is the closest to me. That's not massive though. Yeah, it does come down to the venue availability. So if you're doing a model show like the IPMS thing, you want a big venue where you can get a lot of people, and it needs to be as cheap as chips if they can get it. So Telford I don't think is that expensive as a venue, which is why they keep going back every year. Like I say, Wax Stock is the UK's only big detailing show. It was a couple of years ago when I used to work in that business, and that was at Telford every year. Plus it has a massive hotel next to it as well, which is actually quite nice. The only time I went to Essex was a national archery comp, as that's where they are based. My nephews and brother lives in Chelmsford, near Essex. I've told the thing before, but Telford, not Essex, says Joanna. There's some confusion there. Right, the only time she went to Telford. Ooh, Joanna's into archery. Chris is into archery. You can talk about bows and arrows and things. Compound. Or not compound. I can't remember what the other one is. Sometimes they have a showdown in Woking, sometimes have a look on the IPMS website. The other thing to be aware of as well is it's not all IPMS stuff. There are smaller organisations that have smaller shows. You might get local model shows. They'll only be little tiny things. I know Scott will tell you they have a show in Orkney every year, I think. Little thing. It's not massive, but it looks like good fun. We done that, we already did, says Chris, and Joanna talked about bows. He hates my compound bow. I wouldn't say hate it. You need to make your bow look like an elven bow. Skyrim, then we can talk. And don't give me nonsense about physics and stretch and bending. Don't care if it doesn't look like an elven bow or a dwarven bow. Not interested. There's one up in Edinburgh, a few months at Murrayfield. Oh, jolly good. Didn't know about that. I mean, there will be non-IPMS shows. Don't think of IPMS as the be-all and end-all. I mean, it is the biggest thing. But there's lots of smaller local shows. Always worth checking them out. I never get a chance to go to anything like that. It was Puffin Fest this week, says Zadster, in Flamborough. Why do they never run out of arrows in films? Because the same reason they never have to reload their guns. The same reason that if you watch Stargate, SG-1 can get like 300 rounds out of a single magazine for a P90. Just not how it works. Just at the barbecue, and this is still going. Result, says Phil East. Yes. I never shut up. We've been going. How long are we going for now? I don't know what time it is. What time is it? It is. Wow, it's 6:30. I need to put an end to this. It's been 3.5 hours. Because it's a film. That's why they never run out of ammo. I love film tropes. If you want to have a good laugh, go to tvtropes.org. I think it is. They kind of list tropes for every kind of thing you can think of, and they're hilarious. Yeah, I love film tropes. Hanging in the lampshade and things like that. It's great. Right, well, let me extinguish this tube. And I think we shall call that a stream. It's gone on longer than normal, but I've had a great time. I had a great time as always with you wonderful, wonderful, lovely people. I think we're starting to get there now. My Mancunian pilot is there going, come on, like, come at me, bro. Come at me now, come on. You're not well hard. You think you're well hard, but you're not. You know what? You think you're all buzzing, but you're not. I love you, I love you. Kick your head in. In it, buzzing. Top banana. I'll stop now. Anybody outside Manchester won't know what the hell I've just said. Some people in Manchester wouldn't know what the hell I've said. So we've done some quite good work. There's a lot, little bits to do. So what we'll do is, as I say, I'll get the little last few bits done and cleaned up. Then when we come back next week, I'll probably get those Space Marine intercessors or whatever they're called done. Get them built up. So it's something to build. We'll try and get all the building out of the way first. And then we can do the painting. So that's going to do us though. So thank you so much to everybody who has done a tip or a super chat tonight. Or I've had a few. I don't know if anybody's. We've had any subscriptions come through. I'm not sure. Anybody who subscribed, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You've got me down to 2 and a bit bars. What health are we on now? We are on 84,085. 84,085 HP. Yes, it's coming down slowly. Now remember, like I said before, once this stream finishes, as far as I know, even though the stream finishes and I close the software down, when I start it up again, it will take into account any payments that have come through, because I might still get tips. The tip jar is open 24/7, so you can actually go and do that whenever you want. Streamlabs.com model making guru. So you can do that anytime you want. So I'll probably have some tips come through over the next week. I will do another live stream next Sunday, obviously. If I manage to get the Imperial Skitter finished this week, then I'll make a start on the Strike Rouge Uotori Master Grade. I'll do stream when we do the denubbing and cleaning up of that as well, because that's tedious work and I'd rather do it with some company. So we might get another live stream this week or next week, but we'll be back next Sunday anyway. But yeah, so we'll see what points value I've got when we come back next week. But in the meantime, it just remains for me to say thank you so much to everybody that's tipped or super chatted. I love you dearly. It's absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. That's all going into the big pot towards getting the prizes for the. It's like a circular argument. The money pays for the prizes. So keep it coming. Keep going. One of you will win big. What else? Yes, I'm hoping to get the last bit of the diorama done for the Skitter. So that should hopefully be throughout this week. And that will go up. As always, it'll go up for patrons a week early and then a week after for everybody else. And that should be it then. It's done. I can take it to E-Models and I can crack on with the Master Grade Strike Rouge, which might be a Strike Purple. I don't know yet. We'll find out. Slightly weathered Strike, more medium weathered Strike Purple. I don't know. What else? Any other news? No other news. Other than that, just want to say enjoy the rest of your Sunday. If you're back in work tomorrow, get yourself an early night. You deserve it. Have a nice little beverage tonight. Pop a little beer or a glass of wine or something. Settle down with a bit of a movie and then have an early night. Because you're not going to sleep much. It's hot and sticky, so don't be lying there in bed trying to get to sleep. But take care of yourselves. Go make something awesome. Go be awesome. I'm sure there was something else I needed to tell you. Oh, yes. If you've not mailed me, if you want some stickers, if you've not mailed me yet, drop me an email, modelmakingguru@gmail.com with your name and address. And I'm hoping that all the prizes from the last few weeks and the stickers should go out in the next week or so. Once Patreon paydays come out, I can go and buy a shitload of stamps and get all the stickers sent out and get the prizes, the kits, the prizes from last week boxed up and shipped out. And for those who won those, I will send you an email with the tracking numbers once they're done. So until then, it's just down to me and Kyler. What should we call him? Carl. Let's call him Carl, the Mancunian Imperial Night Pilot. I like Carl. Carl, the Imperial Night Pilot, because he's well banging and bazzing and top banana. Remains for us to say thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for next week's. Until next time, go make something awesome. I'm talking rubbish now. Go make something awesome. Go be awesome. And I've got to go on manload of switches now, so give me a second. I've got to say this really slowly. So go make something awesome. Go be awesome. And now I've got to press 13 buttons at once. Hang on. Where's me? I've got to find all the bits to press now. Oh, I can't do it seamlessly because I'm not that good. Adios, amoebas. Ow.